Okay, it looks like things are live. Let me make sure everything looks okay because I had some run-ins with some streams being a little finicky the last while around. NAS was turning back on. That's what that was. Turn off a bunch of stuff when I'm recording videos, so there's not a lot of background noise. So, all right, what's going on, people? Looks like we're good. So, as is usually the case, and as it says on the screen, today is going to be the November 2021 sneaker release recap, and then I'll show off some shoes that I picked up and all that good stuff. Should be a pretty decent time or whatever. I mean, I guess the subject matter kind of drives how interesting it can be at times because there's some shoes that came out that are not good, and there's some ones that came out that are pretty solid. And then, of course, the ones that I picked to show off, it's it hits all ends of that spectrum, I suppose. But anyways, Homegrown Kick says, Happy Sunday. I mean, it's an all right Sunday. I'm only, well, given what time I woke up, probably about like 6 hours into it, something like that. And so far, so good. So we'll see. And happy Sunday to you too. And let's see, I'll paste the link in case anybody cares to jump in or whatever, possibly. Sometimes I try to put links in there and then it's all like, no. And I just don't get it. It's like there's some sort of glitch in there somewhere from time to time. But, that's just kind of the way the internet is. But what I'm going to do for now is I'm going to find this little screen share option. Oh, boy, not YouTube, StreamYard added some extra things in there so you can kind of just share stuff without having to work too much for it. I'm not sure what all those options are, so I'm just going to ignore those for now and just do this the way that I used to do it, or am used to doing it, and used to do it, and do it the old-fashioned way. You know what I'm saying? So, first and not necessarily foremost, we have a whole bunch of dunks. Not all the dunks, but there's a good number of them that came around. And now there's Homegrown. He got lucky because I was looking at the studio screen or whatever.
Oh yeah,
And there he is, people. Ladies and gentlemen, Homegrown Kicks. Tell the world about yourself.
homegrown kicks here, shoe tuber. I haven't done a video in a while. I'm not gonna say that because I did do a video, but I have another one coming. Um, I found myself doing more lives than anything, but I still do shoe reviews in all sizes, whether it be adult, uh, toddler, or grade school sizes. I believe that's what they're called, or big kid sizes, as they say. So if you're wanting to see the quality of toddler shoes, I got you. If you want to see the quality of grade school shoes, I got you. I do the full size run. So if you want to check me out, go ahead and hit that subscribe button over on my channel. Also hit the subscribe button on this channel and give it a watch.
And he has also said that the toddler on feet videos will be coming soon. So, soon for that.
We'll see what we can make happen.
All right. So, since you're not new around these parts, definitely not, but since you're the guest, I'll let you start things off with these two right here, these 1985 acid something or others.
Okay. Yeah, that is a heck of an acid trip on this go round. I did like the first two releases, which was a red and gray colorway, and then I think the other one was a light gray and black colorway. I did like those two. But these two are not my favorite. The box art is incredible. The one at the top reminds me of that frog from Futurama. I don't know how many people are fans of Futurama, but it reminds me of the frog's eyes on Futurama. But not a huge fan of these. I didn't even know these came out.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I'm not always 100%. There are some shoes like I remember them coming out because I'll remember people talking about them, or I'll remember seeing raffles. But some of the stuff, you know how release dates can be. They slip and not everything gets updated or whatever.
Right.
I'm not a huge fan of either. I mean, you would think that I'd like that bottom one because I'm a big black and yellow kind of guy. But this one, I don't know. It's like if somebody took a cow and just was like, let's just kind of paint this up for this Iowa Hawkeye
Right.
night or something. That's what it looks like to me, and that's not a look that is okay in my opinion. But
That is a terrible way of doing black and yellow.
yeah,
It's almost as if somebody had a black shoe, went out to some kind of event where there was a lot of drinking and somebody vomited yellow on their shoe.
Yeah, black and yellow is a combination that works in a lot of cases. That is just not it. So up next, a couple more. So I'm not so against like the upper pair, but again, a lot of it to me is just like something about the shape, like the
Yeah,
silhouette itself is a little bit weird to me. I don't know what it is. I can't quite put my finger on it, but something, it's almost like it's got some sort of like swelling to it, like
right.
like a
Yeah.
normal Jordan one. It's like it's kind of sick, got some mumps or something going on.
Oh, the top pair. I mean, I have the black and the purple pair. And blue is my favorite color, but for some reason I don't enjoy this as much as I thought I would. I knew the top pair were coming out. That blue, it just looks bad. And then I was talking to somebody, I can't remember who it was, but the whole undefeated thing is lazy to me at this point. That little lightning bolt does not
No,
equate to like the high value that
it's
undefeated wants you to think it is. I think that's undefeated. Maybe it's not, I don't even remember anymore.
somebody, but either way, along with what you're saying, I'd compare it to like the Supreme thing, how they put like this small little patch on
Yeah,
like
yeah,
each shirt. It's
yeah.
like, and then you just have this little patch like right here. It's like, oh, okay, so
Right.
yeah,
I'm sorry, undefeated. That's fragment. Yeah, fragment. That's that little lightning bolt is. They've done it on the last Jordan releases, and now they're putting just a lightning bolt on a dunk, and it is lazy to me.
yeah. So I don't know. It's when you reach a certain point, it's like it's going to move, right?
Right,
So it almost doesn't matter. And the colors themselves, it's not terrible, but
right,
yeah, they tried as much as they needed to, which was basically none. So
right.
they have to do is make sure people know that their name is attached and they're good. And then you got the Gundam pair at the bottom, and that one for me, I don't like. I mean, I know why they did it, but I don't like
Right.
what the swoosh is.
Um,
The unicorn, I believe that was the.
the unicorn Gundam. I I like the shoe, and I think what really drives me to liking the shoe is the fact that I am a big Gundam fan. Um, that swoosh, that removable swoosh, I'm not a huge fan of it. I'm not a huge fan of removable swooshes on any shoe, but I mean, I get it. And
Right.
then a lot of people don't know, and I hope that not a lot of people change their mind on this shoe because the value is still low. But a lot of people don't know that the upper is a rubberway upper, and there's red underneath for a representation of when the Unicorn Gundam goes into um, Banshee mode.
Hmm.
So the red underneath it makes the shoe look a lot better than the white, but um, I don't think I would enjoy the shoe as much if I wasn't a fan of the cartoon.
Yeah, I know what you're saying because like sometimes personal bias comes into play. I was just saying the same thing to some extent when I did this royalty review, which will eventually see the light of day. So, well, we'll stick with the high one for now. So this, I cannot remember what the name of this was, and I was just looking at it a second ago. But these, something about them, the materials, because McFly was describing them and comparing them to like paper towels and stuff. It seems odd. The colors, the overall colors that they chose work fairly well together, but
Right.
in this way, this application of those colors, that is where it gets a little weird. The black swoosh kind of stands out in a bad way, but the other colors is what I'm talking about.
Right.
Normal green, gray, excuse me, green, brown, the white, the beige type of off-white type of yellowish color. Yeah, I don't know about these.
Um, I keep going back and forth on these. The longer I look at them, the upper, I think it's part of like a little quilted pack where they've done it with a Air Force One or something like that as well.
I saw a blazer for sure.
Yeah, yeah, okay, that's what it is, a blazer.
And there
Um,
may have been more. Sometimes there's like staggered releases for packs. You know what I'm
right.
saying?
Not not terrible, but not great either. Um,
Yeah.
I think the color combination makes it tolerable.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. It's like if it was a if they chose different colors, I feel like it'd be a pretty solid no. But I'm still kind of on the fence because I'm not sure what these materials are truly like.
Right.
Sometimes like you see something new and you're like you see it in person. Oh, okay, this is actually decent. Other times you see it, you're like, okay, yeah, definitely not for me. So I don't know. It, I don't think anybody was going out of their way for them too hard, but it seemed like some people got them and are happy with them, I suppose.
Right. 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 Right.
So these two here, no real complaints. Like the bottom one is like it's a weird color combination, but I'm not upset with it. It's not one that I would have like imagined together. It's like
Right.
something you would see. You know how when you click on like the Nike by You or Nike ID options, it starts
Yeah.
with like a couple
Yeah.
like basic ones to like kind of branch off of. This seems like one that would be thrown out there. It's like, oh, okay, you got some maroon and some yellow. Let's go off of that.
Um, as far as for me, the dunks that they've been releasing, these are more so on the bottom of that list for me. Um, the top one, I know they've released some pretty basic colorways like the cobalt and things like that, but like the cobalt, in my opinion, which are the black and like a dark royal blue colorway, are
Mhm.
a lot better than these at the top. But again, they're not bad. The
Right.
bottom one, I think, like it reminds me of USC.
Okay.
Um, and to your point, it's a weird color combination. They're not bad. They're not bad, but
Right.
it's not necessarily something that I would go out of my way to get, and it's not something that I would be surprised if I walked into the store and saw them sitting on a shelf. Like,
Yeah. Because and again, if dunks were like Air Max 90s as far as availability and whatnot, and these were just out there in stores, I feel like they would just kind of be out there in stores. Not saying there
right,
wouldn't be people that bought them day one, because I'm sure there's, like you said, I'm sure there's schools and sports teams or whatever that kind of go with them, and people, oh, I'm going to get these for this reason. But for itself, I just don't think that it's going to be, again, it's nothing terrible, but it's just, I don't see it having like a huge appeal.
right.
And this one was that like I forget that color. It looks like it's kind of like not quite black and white because the sole looks like it's like a really dark grayish sort of color. I mean, it could be the pictures because you know how sometimes pictures aren't that great.
Yeah, yeah.
But I,
Um,
I do like the combination overall of that green and orange. It tends to work out pretty well on a lot of things.
yeah. What is that like, Gore-Tex?
It might be. Well,
It looks
I
like
don't
a
know.
winterized dunk. I've never seen
It
a
really
blue
does.
winterized dunk before.
Because I think I only saved like the name and like the color or something, but there's something to it because it's even got like the insole. You can kind of tell it's got like that slightly more insulated look going on.
Right, right. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's different. I've never seen a winterized dunk before. I don't know if they've ever done one. This might be the first time they've done something like that. Um, I do like the green and orange color. Uh, I don't know about that side tag though. Um,
Yeah,
it's so big. It's it's almost like it's the entire side of the shoe is so big. But I mean, other than that, like I mean, it's a great dunk for the wintertime. Something nice and cozy if you're a huge dunk fan.
right. Yeah, it's a solid like fall time release for sure. Yeah, I was just doing a quick little search to see if there was anything that I could see like in the title, and everything I see just says Dunk Low Toasty Sequoia. So
Oh, okay.
I guess it's one of those things where you just have to know what you're getting into when
Yeah,
you go for
yeah.
it. But my first pair of Jordan 8s was that color. Remember what was that? Flight Nostalgia or Take
Oh, yeah.
Flight 8s? Because the Flight Nostalgia was the 9s, the multicolored 90s style ones. The Take
Yeah,
Flight 8s.
yeah,
But
yeah, yeah. It was the Flight Eights. I
yeah.
wanted a pair of those. Still hadn't gotten a pair. Um, and I guess it'll stay that way for a while.
I think that's a story that a lot of people can relate to on a lot of things. So I don't remember seeing these anywhere.
I don't either.
So I mean, they were on the list. So like I said, I'll just pull up whatever. This was the Winter Solstice release, is what this is called.
Hmm.
What do you think of those? Looks
That
very.
might be like a regional exclusive kind of thing.
It could have been. I could see that. I know
Um,
there are a lot of like Asian or wherever else releases that have been popping up
right,
at least
right.
earlier in the year.
Um, they they're not bad at all. They are a little kiddish. I wouldn't be surprised if they were like limited to grade school or something like that.
Yeah.
But that because they just give me that kind of feeling. But those are not a bad shoe. I like the color combination. It's a shoe that looks good for maybe like the fall, like somewhere between spring, fall time, somewhere like that. But there's been a long list of dunks, and on that long list, these are not at the bottom.
Yeah. These, in my opinion, I mean, I'm not I'm not super into them or whatever, but
Right.
I would be curious to see them in this same style, same material type of thing, but like different color choices, something like a
Yeah.
little more wearable.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then that's where I would make my decision because they look like they've got some potential. You know what I mean? To be decent.
Right.
Because I kind of like sometimes when stuff has some extra things going on. You know, you just got to do it right.
I definitely would agree on that.
So I will say I was not a fan with how they did these. The upper
No.
pair, the maroon, forget what it was called, the something burgundy or maroon pair.
Yeah. Yeah.
They something about it just doesn't work for me. And I was talking to ACS Sneakers in his comments about the video or whatever, and because he was saying they felt kind of feminine to him, and I totally get it. But like I've seen, and because it's not the colors itself, because I've seen those colors used on other things,
Right.
and it work out just fine. But something about the way they did it here, I don't know. It's just not
Yeah. Yeah.
quite
Yeah. I
right.
saw ACS. He picked those up. And what is that? Maroon or whatever. Like I've
Yeah.
seen maroon done nicely, but I think it's a in this shoe in particular. I felt like Pata was being lazy this year because they've done so many other great Air Max 90s. But I think like for that one in particular, it's the pattern of the cut along with the color and the outline and then the gray material that they use on the toe and the ankle collar that just makes that one specifically look bad. Like I think that's
And
the worst out of all of them because I know
easily.
they came out with like a burnt orange kind of
Right.
color.
And so I think that one was covered last month because I think it came out a little earlier.
Yeah,
But I would say that that one was the best one, only
yeah,
because not because I have anything against like this bluish colorway. It's just that the other one, something about the way those colors work together,
yeah,
like
yeah.
just enough of a contrast to where it kind of like stands out a little bit, but there's still subtle color choices to where it can lay low at the same time. And this blue one, I don't know. It's not bad, but it just can't
It's just
compete with the orange one in my
right,
opinion
right.
for
If
number one.
if you compare the three, the blue is kind of mid-range. It's kind of like boring. It
Right. It's
and and like the burnt orange is the best one, and the burgundy one is the worst one, which is kind
it's
of
like
weird because a lot of times like when Nike does collaborations, and they do them in multiples, you usually either go from one extreme to the other, but there's never really an in between. And I mean, I guess that's what this pack gives you: a good, okay, and a worse.
Yeah, it's very uncommon to see like a pack of something and it be like usually it's kind of like a split, you know. There's
Yeah,
ones that like people are like, oh yeah, I really like these or I really like those, but you can kind of see either way. And
yeah,
maybe you're like, oh well, I lean toward this one because like I just happen to like brown a little bit more than that color. So
right,
in
right,
this
right.
case, and then the other thing, and I didn't really look at it before until I stared at this for a little bit, but they've just got so much burgundy going on. And that's
Yeah.
you know, because like in the middle area, it just
Oh
a huge
yeah,
splotch of just burgundy everywhere. Like where
yeah, that might be it
under it,
too, because on the blue pair, where you see a whole lot of burgundy, it's broken up with a little bit of gray and
right?
yeah,
Yeah. So that's and like you pointed out, like the sock liner color, just it's yeah. They made some bad choices. Like that's what it comes down to.
right, right.
So I have no idea why this Air Max 97 is in here. If there's anything special about it, but I feel like this might have been an accident, but either way, there's a very plain Air Max 97 that came out at one point. So we're just gonna move on past
Right.
that.
I was gonna say it's a white Air Max 97. It's not great,
Yeah,
it's not bad. It's
and I like 97s, but all white, I don't know, it just doesn't really work on some things.
right.
So I think there were three of these, and yeah,
Oh wow.
it's kind of like remember the Vapor Max Plus?
Yeah,
It kind of reminds me of that because it's
yeah,
got like the
yeah.
plastic, but it's got like the space hippie midsole with the bubble still in it, and then the upper
Wow.
is like mesh, like but not the normal mesh. You know, like
Right.
almost like a lightweight jacket type of thing.
Wow.
So I saw the middle pair. I want to say I saw the middle pair at Foot Locker the other day, like 2 days ago. Yeah, it's and I was looking at it and I was like, because at first I was like, oh wow, and then I looked at it more and I was like, I might have spoke too soon because like, this is I don't know. I don't know. I don't know about this one. It's doing
Maybe, I
some
mean,
things.
maybe I'll have that reaction because I saw the black pair and I saw that pair and I was like, huh. And the Vapor Max is what it reminded me of. And
Right.
I don't necessarily like that upper pattern on the Vapor Max
The
because I think it's
plastic.
like the Vapor
Right.
Max Tune Plus or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't like that upper pattern on those Vapor Maxes, which is why I stay away from those particular Vapor Maxes. But on this, what is that, a 97 outsole, 95, 97, one of those?
It's the standard plus outsole, right?
Okay, because like I mean I like it on I
Yeah.
like that upper and that cage design on this particular look right here. I liked the black one, but I saw the tan ones down here at the bottom, and I was like, wow,
Oh
I
wait,
really
no,
like
there's
those.
four actually. Okay.
Oh wow.
Okay,
Oh
no,
wow.
it's the very bottom one that I saw.
Oh wow. Yeah, I really like those tan ones.
Yeah, the tan one. If I saw that, I'd that one I could purchase.
Yeah,
That
that's
one
oh
it's
wow,
attractive.
that's a really good one.
So it's one of those things like it's intriguing and I'm curious to see what
Yeah,
it's like in execution as far as like wearing it because I've heard some good things about the space hippies, but at the same time this has like the air midsole, so
right,
you're not getting. I've never worn a pair of space hippies or anything with that type of sole, right?
right,
But this it seems like it's going to have some of that cushioning around the air cushioning, so it's
right,
going to be
right.
extra comfortable.
I
I
was I was just
know
thinking about that. And what are these called?
this was the Air Max Plus Terrascape.
Okay, okay. I'm gonna have to try and find a pair of those.
So
And now that you mentioned the grind tech in the midsole along with the air unit, I wonder if that will kind of double the comfort or will it hurt the comfort because
right,
the grind is soft and the air unit. I wonder how that will work together with the air unit. Like,
right. Because one of the things that some people complain about, like the the older Ultra Boost, like the 1 through 4 and the DNAs, is that, and even to some extent 350s, is that like the cushion is like too soft, too cushiony, you know?
right.
But that's not a thing everybody's into. So I'm just kind of wondering, where is this going to fall, like in that? Yeah, so it's something worth checking into. I mean, I don't know how wide the releases are, and again, sometimes, and I'm sure you've seen it, like you might see something in your store, and then you'll see it actually released online and everywhere else, like later, like next week or something.
Right.
So I don't know. And then there's also like just the whole thing of shipment delays to here and there. So I'm just never really sure what's happening when, but I might have to going back up to it. I do like the way that one is. It's a different
Wow.
color, one that's a combination I don't have as far as I can think of. So something to consider. And then Adidas brought back 4 different EQT models.
Mm.
So the middle one, I mean, I know like the third one is the race walk. The bottom one is like the EQT 93. The first one is, I think, the 91, and the second one is the prototype. I don't know why I didn't just like name those in order, but either way, I realized that as I was doing, I'm like, I could have just started at the top. But either way, so I do kind of like that bottom model, overall, because like they remember like a while ago they were doing like the boost on some of these older models, like the
Yeah. Yeah.
EQT 9117 and things like that. But
Didn't they do the flaming moles off of one of those models?
no, that was a ZX 1000. I think that was like just a ZX 1000.
Okay. Okay.
But so you can look at these and tell that they're older models. You know how some things just have that vibe to them.
Right.
Because this second one, I am,
It looks retro.
yeah, like unless it's got some serious comfort to save it, that is one that I would pass on for sure. But the upper one isn't bad, but it's not something I would go out of my way for. I mean, I don't
I,
know that I'd buy those at all if I
I
had like
think the
other cheaper.
combination, like, I think the color for the upper, the color is wrong for me.
For
Maybe
which
if it
one?
were in a different colorway, I would be more inclined to take a deeper look at it.
Okay.
But just that, it just remind. I don't know. For some reason, I get like a 1990s futuristic look, like the futuristic look for the 90s. I almost get like a
Yeah.
Spaceballs kind of feel from that shoe.
Like what people then thought the future would be like.
Right.
Yeah. Now it's like, now when people make what the future would be like, it's not that at all. And then these two. So give me one second. Let me go find my 90. They should be in that third stack of Adidas shoes. I think those are the ones that are not Boost, if I remember right. So let me see, because like I'm gonna do a quick comparison. But what do you think about those on the screen there?
um, the upper, I like the I like the upper better than I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I feel the same. Like they're okay. What really throws me off about the top pair is how bulky they look. It's almost going back to um a dad shoe design. And oh, it almost reminds me of a Cortez in a way, like the Adidas. That's exactly what it reminds me of. It reminds me of an Adidas version of the Cortez, but with
And
a dad shoe kind of look.
and I said the same thing the other day when I was recording a review of not that colorway, but that top one, the Adidas Race Walk.
Yeah.
I said something of the lines comparing it to that. So this is, was it the 9193 or
Oh, see, I like that.
9118? The 9118 is what this one is. You just switch back over to the main thing. And so you kind of see like what they did. The
Yeah.
overall idea behind it was taking the
Oh, I
shoe
like
from
that.
'91 and remixing it and bringing it up to date based off of what was going on in 2018. So that's where
Right, right.
the name comes from. So you got the EQT stuff and like these things right here are super comfortable. This
I was just gonna say they look incredibly comfortable.
dude, like this when they started making these, like the ADVs and the EQTs and stuff, because there was also the 9317 that came out as well the previous year. Like this extra thick prime net there
That's
with the
nice.
boost on here, like I don't know what the deal was, but these did not catch on like they should have.
I was gonna say that looks like one that definitely slipped through the cracks and is probably like one of those hidden gems that nobody paid attention to.
Exactly. And the thing was, because I bought this pair last year for probably like $70 or something. They had the normal like 180 retail, like a lot of boot shoes do. But man, it was just I saw them. I was like, that's kind of a nice color, like the green, the gray, the black, the white, and I was like, yeah, let's try these out.
Wow.
So, but yeah, it kind of reminds me a little bit of those for obvious reasons.
We need some
But
on foot pictures of those. Those are, oh gosh.
well, if I knew if I knew where the video was, of course I know where the video is. But let's see, why is that one so small? Like this isn't the one that I saw at the stores, but I don't know if you saw my Retro PE5 video, but the Retro PE5 is on its way to being one of those types of release, like what we just talked about,
Yeah.
where it's something that is very available, not a whole lot of colors, but super comfortable, and it's cheap as far as the cost goes.
Okay.
So it looks like they might be bringing out more colors because when I bought mine, they didn't have a lot going on. They had like three or four, and two of them were not that great.
Right, right.
But
For
I
for
saw
this shoe, I wish I could see the lateral side of the shoe because that looks like is that the inner part of the shoe or is that the
so from what I recall, this one looks to be very much the same material as the one that I have. So the inside was pretty much like your standard basic shoe. And I know that doesn't say a lot, but I'm
right?
just saying like what you see is pretty much
Right.
what you get experience.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So it wasn't like, oh no, you look on the inside, it's like silk with a little bit of satin. No, it's exactly what you might expect based off of what you see.
Because sometimes, like, well, for me, a lot of times the lateral and the medial side will end up being the determining factor of what I like about a shoe. Like, and I know that's weird to explain, especially with something like that, but I don't know. I feel like I would like the lateral side more than I would like the medial side, where there might be a little tag on the outside of the shoe with a little bit of extra color in it or something like that. But
I'll grab the one that I have and I'll show you what I mean. Should be easy enough to find. I tell you, like some people say, like having all the stuff in boxes makes it super hard to find anything. I don't have that problem.
right, because Adidas uh politely adds the image to the outside of the label.
Well, not all of them, because like this one doesn't. But
Right. Oh, okay.
but it's just I have things broken up in a way that makes sense, so I know like right where to go. So that's
Gotcha.
why, like in this particular stack of my shoes, it's Boost shoes, but not Ultra Boost, right? It's because there's only so many. When you look at like NMDs, night joggers, 59, 23, stuff like that. But so let's get this zoomed up in here. So as you see, it's like the same
Okay.
screen for a second. Same thing all around. It's a nice color and all that, gum bottom, of course. But the one thing that I don't like, and you can't really hear it in here because it's not really
Oh, the
happening, but
squeaking tongue.
because the material of the tongue
Right.
and the whatever this plastic is, and that's like stuff that's lined in here, like
Right. Right.
stuff.
I think I remember commenting on the review for
Yeah,
that. Like you got to put baby powder in there.
yeah. So that, but other than that, though, and I saw a new pair over at Finish Line because Finish Line seems to get like random Adidas shoes like earlier than other ones, at least around here.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I saw a pair of these, but it was like different materials, and I was like, this might be the golden ticket. So it looks like they're not giving up on these E5s yet. They might
And
have.
and I like that. So it might just be the color that doesn't necessarily pull me in
Right.
100%. It might be the toned down, the neutral colors of this one on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it's still, the model is a good model. I'll say
Yeah,
that.
I just like the fact that because sometimes when you don't see something for a little while that you're into, you get a little suspicious that they might be done with it.
Right, right.
So it happens, right? Well, let me zoom out just a little bit. So this is got two gel light threes coming up. It's going to be in a black color and like a glacier gray color. So these are, I don't know how familiar you are with the gel light threes, but these have some subtle differences to them. You can kind of look at like
Yeah, yeah. The
gold and the
heel
back end.
counter looks different than the ones I've
Right,
seen in your videos.
exactly. I mean, at a first glance, you're like, oh, is that a, and then you're like, wait, is that? But
Right, right.
yeah, it is.
Um, for the redesign of the midsole and the heel counter, the top, I don't like the top color. I don't know if it's the material that they use
Nah.
for the top color or whatever, but I just don't like it at all. Um, Now the bottom ones, I can work with those. Those are pretty nice. It's an interesting new design. It makes you kind of wonder about the improvements from the last version, and what the comfort might be for those. But those top ones, I don't like those.
Yeah, I don't know what is going on with those exactly, but something about it just isn't really my cup of tea.
Yeah,
But I was just trying to find and see like another picture. But they do also have like that bottom colorway. They
yeah,
do also have those in like your standard gel light 3 design as well.
right.
So if you're not on board with the new one, you can always just buy the old one, which is a good thing, you know what I mean? Because
Yeah,
some people will just throw out something like, if you don't like this one, you can't have any of them. It's like,
they look comfy. They look comfy. The bottom pair looks comfy. The top
oh
pair reminds me of Ratatouille.
yeah, they definitely are. It's one of those things where, like I said, like this time last year, I had 0 gel light threes. Now I have 14, might be the last count. I think that includes the denim pair. So either the denims made 14 or I had 14 when I bought the denims. So either way, I've got
Either
a
way,
lot.
there's a lot. There's more than there were a year before.
Oh, yeah, one for every month and one extra just in case. But yeah, so I do like them. Now, one thing I'm not a huge fan of, and don't really have like a. Sometimes I don't know how small or big these pictures are until I like look at them, but that's why you can zoom in on stuff. These right here, at first I thought, okay, let's see what's up with these, right? Because maybe it'll be something decent. And then I looked at them a little closer now, because like something about like the brown and the green was kind of
Yeah,
like intriguing. I was like, let me
yeah,
look a little closer. And then I did, and I was like, oh, I shouldn't have done that. And
right,
I'm just not into
right.
it. And McFly did the video yesterday, and his had like, I mean, they're all the same, but like there's like that very hairy
Yeah,
material,
yeah,
like
yeah,
old dish rag kind of thing. I'm like,
yeah, yeah, yeah. They did it with they did that Harry Suede material with the recent collab of this model that they did, where it was like it had a bunch of different colors in it. I can't think of the name of that one, and that one was okay. Um, of course, the masses enjoyed it a lot more because the resale value is high. But I mean, this just puts me in the mind of like a Kermit the Frog Supreme New Balance collaboration, and I
Yeah,
don't like it. I don't.
yeah, because you got like a little bit of Fozzie going on the back there.
Yeah, yeah,
And
I,
it's like, and I was saying in my head, like when I was watching, like, if they did these colors, I also don't like that insole. Something about those strawberries is just not.
yeah, yeah.
If they had done these and it was just like your standard material that you would have on your average 99D1, I think it is, then cool, right? Not so bad. But
Is
these were
this
like these were
is this
also like
supposed to be like
250, 225. So
strawberry kiwi or something?
it's the low hanging fruit is the name of the shoe.
Oh, okay.
I guess strawberries the lowest hanging fruit? I don't know. But either
Because
way,
I
yeah.
mean, you got the strawberry insole, and then the outer part of the shoe looks like a kiwi.
Yeah, I guess
So
I don't know. Either way, whatever they're doing here, they could have not.
you're right.
And this also probably could have, I don't know what everyone else thought, because it seems like the question is a shoe a lot of people are into, but the options that were given
Yeah,
are usually not so great.
you're right.
I mean, there's a Georgetown pair like a year or two ago. That one was pretty good. And I
Right.
can't think of any like recently where I was like, man, that's nice. And even that Georgetown pair, they I saw them in stores for a long time and I thought like, when is this sale gonna happen? And then they just stopped having it.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Yeah.
okay.
I
So
think so. There's a lot going on with Reebok right now. And I'll talk about the shoe first, but
the class of 16 is what this is called.
I have a love-hate relationship with Reebok questions because I've seen, like, I'm not a huge fan of Reebok questions. I'll say that. I've seen some pretty good colorways that make me want them. This one, if it's left at a grade school size only, it's the perfect pair for grade school sizes.
Right.
But extending it into adult sizes is a terrible, terrible option. And like you said, to your point, Reebok seems extremely stubborn on putting their shoes on sale. And I believe that is because Nike, I think Nike owned Reebok for a little while. And now Reebok has been sold to a company that Shaq is partnered up with. So there's a lot going on with Reebok, and Shaq is trying to bring back like the Shaqnosis and stuff like that, and make them affordable and things like that. So yeah, yeah,
I think maybe what they need to do is, so I know you don't follow wrestling a whole lot or whatever, but Ring of Honor is this wrestling promotion, and they like a month or so ago they said, all right, we need to figure out some things on our end. So they released all their wrestlers or something like that, and they said we're going to start back in April or whenever it is, and just kind of figure some things out and just kind of regroup, then they'll come out swinging. So
right,
maybe they need to do something. It might take
yeah,
a
yeah,
couple
yeah.
months.
That's a smarter choice.
Yeah, because if you're trying to like keep the momentum going while you're trying to fix yourself, like
Right.
it's best to just put your energy in one direction and just
Yeah,
like, go
yeah.
all in on that. Because otherwise, we're gonna end up with more of that stuff. And then, like, I don't even remember what this thing was. This
No.
Reebok experiment, something or other. I was like, this is in here because it's the thumbnail. So, because
Yeah,
I
those
was
are
like,
terrible.
it's like, what? It reminds me of like if somebody else was like, they wanted to do like those Sean Wotherspoons with the pouch.
Yeah.
Like, I want to do that too, but we can't do what he did, so we'll do a future version, like for this.
Right, right.
And so
Um,
that's happened.
November is giving me a lot of nostalgia vibes because this shoe right here, it literally looks like something you would have seen in an Aliens movie that Ripley would have been piloting.
Yeah,
Um, It
I
looks good
was
on the
just thinking
spacecraft.
about.
It looks
I was just
terrible on
thinking
this
about
shoe.
that. It's like I was looking at it, and I'm like, as I'm sitting here staring at it and like listening to you talk, I was like, man, like this looks like something like somebody that He-Man is fighting might like hop in and right off into space in, or like
Right, right,
over the tundra,
right.
So like get in the air raiders or whatever they call it, wind riders. It's like,
Or it kind of reminds me of like the upgraded Thunder Tank from Thundercats, if anybody knows that. So
but I'm not sure about them. That one was one that I never got into. I dealt with the He-Man. That was my guy. So I actually just recorded this review before doing this, and I noticed some things. I'm not a huge fan of the silver swoosh, and
oh, thank you. Thank
I'm
you.
not sure what's going on with like that plastic Jordan logo at the top.
The little jewel.
Yeah, because I was looking at it and I was like, now I don't deal with a lot of Jordans, and I deal with even fewer Jordan 1s, right?
Right.
So I was like, I'm looking at it, I'm like, I am sure that this isn't the standard, right? But I'm like kind of second guessing myself, like, because I'm thinking like the last Jordan review that I did was the University Blues, so that was March, right? And it was a while ago. And I know sometimes they switch things up anyway, so I was just like, is this a thing that they've been doing or what's going on here? I just know that I don't like it, right? Otherwise, the colors that they chose for the most part are good.
Yes.
If they'd done white stitching for that top thing and like a burgundy swoosh for the side,
Yes. I 100% agree. I have yet to open it. So spoiler alert for my live on IG. I'm gonna open those.
and that's when is that? Today or later?
I'm gonna try to get that out tonight. Try to do a live for that tonight so that I can give the people a little bit of a behind the scenes kind of thing before I actually do the review for YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
But I have been on record many a times saying that to go the Tokyo route, because I think that's one of those things that I don't like on the Tokyos are the silver swooshes. Now it
Yeah.
works with the blue colorway because it's like a navy blue, but all the Tokyo pairs are underwhelming to me. I don't. It's just one of those things. And I think that, like you said, that's the biggest downfall of this shoe. Besides that weird little jewel, like I said, I haven't seen it in hand, so I don't know how bad it is. But that silver swoosh just throws that entire shoe off.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. I have this one because I have all 6 of the last recordings I did all kind of laid out here on the floor. I'm gonna leave that on the floor so that way when you pull these out for the first time, you can actually see them for the first time.
Right.
So, because I do the same thing. That's why I don't watch reviews of things that I
Yes.
have on order or plan to get.
Yes.
It's like there might be some valuable information in it, but I'm like, I don't want to
Skew my own opinion. Yeah.
So I always just hold off.
Like if somebody customizes those and paints the swoosh the burgundy color, it'll be better.
It's just a little bit that they needed to do there, and it would have been just fine. So, off-whites, right? Now, I'll be completely honest, despite like how the news has gone lately or whatever.
Right.
These shoes are awful, right? Most off-white shoes are awful. I do not like that distressed look, that unfinished sort of thing that they have going on. These stupid little zip tie tags or whatever. I don't like most things about any off-white. There have been 2 that were okay. There was an Air Max 90 in like brown, and then there was some sort of 97 at some point. Even the Vapor Max, which I'm normally super into,
right,
they're still not really okay.
That's a surprise.
Yeah, right. Like, 'cause I'll call it like I see it.
Right.
So I look at these And it's like, I know some people were saying, well, it's like the original shape of the two, and it's got this, and yeah, but it also has a whole lot of bad when you look at the visual. So for me, that overrides anything, right?
Yeah.
So not to look down on dude or whatever and his creations or whatever, but they're not good in my opinion. What about you?
So I'm not a huge fan of twos. Let's put it out there. I'm not a huge fan of twos. I don't know many people that are huge fans of twos. You might, at the most, a lot of people can tolerate a two to a certain degree with the depending on the colorway. Um, these here, I understand the all of the tech that went into designing the two, where they pulled out an old two that Michael Jordan actually wore or something like that, an original two, and the sole was cracked, and they wanted to recreate the cracking of the original sole. They did the scans and all of that. I understand the tech that went into it. That part is cool. Um, but like you said, I don't like these shoes. If I had to pick which one was better of the two, I would say the white one. But I also think that the signature on the side of the shoe is stupid as heck as well. Like
Yeah,
that's the dumbest thing to me ever. Um, like a signature on the side of the shoe doesn't bring value to the shoe unless you actually got Michael Jordan to sign it.
right.
So that part is kind of a mute point, and it's stupid, and it just makes the shoe look even worse. Um,
That,
the shoe would look better if somebody took some acetone and wiped off that fake signature. But that's not saying much. So yeah, I mean, I don't want to continue to beat the shoe into a pulp, as they say. You know, beat a dead horse. But yeah, it's not a good shoe.
no, it would have been better if his
Sorry to
final
all the
shoe.
hype beasts that see this. It's just not a good shoe.
Yeah, it's a shame his final shoe wasn't something better. Uh, moving on. I I don't like these either. Like, so I don't have anything necessarily against the Jordan 3, right? I just don't really go after a whole lot of them. I've seen
Right,
two come to mind, and once again the Georgetown pair, because I just it's just a good color combination, right?
right, yeah, yeah,
And like, of course, a lot of people like the black cement threes. Those are the only threes that I have, but I like those, and really, I just kind of like the elephant print. So,
right.
uh, it's little things. It's like, okay, it's a decent color, but this animal print here, that's kind of cool. So, and my dad, he likes his pair too. He wears them all the time. But I saw these, and this little patchwork that they have going on here, I don't like that.
Yeah, that's terrible. Or
Yeah,
maybe it's the different patch designs in the places that they put them. But yeah, that patchwork design for me
like
made me not like these shoes.
it makes
Um, I
it
said
makes
these
me think
shoes
of
were trash.
so I don't know what you were paying attention to in the 80s, whatever. Do you remember Rat King from the Ninja Turtles?
Yeah.
This makes me think of something he would wear.
I have the Rat King action figure. Yes, that's exactly
I-
that's exactly what that
it
reminds me
it just clicked for me. I was like, who was wearing patches like this? Rat.
of.
Yep. So that's what these make me think of, and that's
Yeah,
not a
yeah.
good.
Somebody said that they were better in hand, and I'll take their word for it because I'm not
Okay.
gonna lie. I don't know.
For how I feel about these, to say that they're better in hand, there's like more room for improvement than there is to get worse. So I'll just leave it at that. Where the wild things are, the fours.
I
These,
like these.
I don't know. I have not, honestly, I haven't looked at these really until right now. So I see they got this whole sheep type thing,
The
lamb,
Sherpa. I
whatever.
learned that today watching some other YouTube thing.
Oh, see, that word came to mind, but I was like, I don't know if would be using Sherpa correctly, so I'll just stick
Yeah.
with sheep and lamb. So, okay, so you've got the Sherpa going on. The colors, no problem there.
Right.
The Sherpa thing makes me question, is that on the inside too? Or
Yeah. Yeah, it's on the lining behind the tongue. It's more of like a winterized shoe.
hmm,
But they only came in grade school sizes, grade school
I,
and toddler sizes.
I did see that. So, yeah, it's an odd choice of colors, but like kind of like we were saying before about like that dunks, like it's not bad, you know. It's
Right. Right.
I wouldn't have thought to put it together, but I guess looking at it now, in some ways, and I'm not scrolling back up, but it kind of reminds me of those Terrascape Air Max Pluses we were talking about a little
Yeah.
before.
Yeah.
They have kind
Yeah.
of like that pinkish sort of brownish sort of
Yeah.
combination.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
like I like this at first. Looking at them on the Foot Locker and Finish Line apps. First looking at them because I just want to say photos on Foot Locker and Finish Line are always terrible, no matter what. I was kind of iffy about them, but I looked at them a little bit more and looked into them a little bit more, and like I said, I actually like these. It's a fun color. It's it's winterized. It's for kids. I mean, it gets the job done. It gets the
right.
job done in a fun way.
Yeah, I mean, taking it for because the thing is, you sometimes you got to separate like it may not be for you, but maybe it's not
Right,
made for you either, you know, as in
right,
their actual target audience if you look at the side of the box. So, yeah, it's not a men's shoe, right?
right.
They have men's style things like fur on them, like or more comfortable like installations and stuff. They just take a different approach.
Right.
So yeah, as a child shoe, yeah, I could see some kids running around in these. Now this though, I liked this boot, right? I thought it was a fine design. I thought it was a terrible price, but
Yeah.
I did I did try to get them because my dad, like just the week before, had said that he needed some new boots or something or other. And I was like, oh well, I'm sure nobody's gonna be going for these boots, these Nike.
Boy, were you wrong.
Yeah, for one, it didn't seem to be a very wide release, which didn't help.
No,
But
no.
at the same time, it was like, so nobody's talking about these. And then all of a sudden, the day that they come out, everybody's like, oh, great, now I can't get them. It's like, where were you before? You know?
Right, right. I think these are actually still sitting in my JD Sports. Um,
Hmm.
I'm not a huge like I've never been a huge fan of like Jordan boots
Right.
because it just takes a already wide looking Jordan shoe. It just makes it look even wider, like a Jordan tank shoe.
Yeah.
Um, and I don't know. I like my Jordan shoes to be separate from like my Jordan basketball shoes to be separate from heavy duty shoes. I don't want those two worlds to collide, but yeah, this I mean it's not a bad shoe by any stretch of the imagination. It's a good shoe.
Yeah. It's, I mean, and it's as plain as it is, it works
Yeah, yeah,
for the
yeah,
plainness of this thing. So, yeah, I mean, like I said, if they had been I feel like if this had been like a wide release and they had done like the Flex things and all the other apps like Hibbit and whoever else, I feel like it would have been a different scenario. But
yeah,
yeah, so either way, it didn't work out, but it's fine. I mean, he'll be okay.
yeah.
What's not okay on the other side of things, these right here. How did you feel about these here? Because
Terrible. I asked why. As soon as I saw them on anywhere, I asked why would they do it, even if it's only for the women. And then not only did they just make it for the women, but they put them in extended sizes. So um, I don't see the purpose to this. I
It's
don't
like,
like.
you know how you have somebody that like complains like, "Oh man, I wish I could get something, get this or whatever, get that," and then someone's like, "Okay, here, we'll make this one so you can get it." It's like okay, like you kind of resolved the problem, but you created a new problem. You
Right, right. I watched Wear Testers and Nightwing's wife. He asked her if she liked them, and she said, "Uh, well, yeah, because they remind me of a jacket that I had when I was like 19."
I
And I'm
I mean,
like,
9, but
that's not a reason to like the shoe. And he said the same thing to her. He was like, well, you either like it or you don't.
yeah,
And I mean, she went on the side that she likes it, but it's a terrible 11. It's one of the worst women's releases I've seen in a long time.
yeah, it's because like I was telling McFly and his, I think it was yeah McFly's comments. I'm like, I don't know what animal they killed for this, but they might have done something because like this little combination zebra hyena thing that was going on that they after, not okay. And I know like last year's women's release was I can't remember the name of it, but it looked very much like a previous 11 release. Remember that the Jubilee, that's what it was.
Yeah,
And those were, I mean, they weren't great in my opinion, but like they were at least passable. This
right.
it goes back to reminding me of like remember the platinum tents in like 2018, I think,
Oh gosh,
like
yeah,
the eggnog 11s. Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
another thing that it's gonna sell because it is what it is, but it's not gonna sell because people want it. That's how I felt. And I don't know. Do you happen to know off the top of your head what the resale prices are looking like nowadays on those? Even though
For
they're
the
all
platinum tents.
no those abominations on the
Oh, the resale prices are retail.
that's that's fair. It's actually not honestly. It should be like a little bit lower.
Right.
But these, so I was just talking about these a moment ago because, like I said, I was recording reviews that I will actually edit at some point. And I was never a big taxi guy, right? Because
Yeah.
like to me, it's just like okay, so it's a white and black shoe. Like, what do you freaking do? And they came along when I didn't care about any of that stuff anyway. So I've got no personal ties to this. So I look at these as your normal casual consumer and think to myself, it's fine, but it's not amazing.
Right.
So what's your take on the Royalty 12?
So I did a review, so that's coming, so I can say what I think about them. The the name doesn't match the shoe. Um, for like the hits of gold and that, okay. But I won't say I won't say I'm underwhelmed by the shoe because it's 12 and whatnot, but it's just okay. It's an okay shoe. Um, they did the diamond pattern stitching on the inside.
Yeah, I noticed that today. I didn't notice it when I actually did the unboxing.
Right, but it's not, there's no plushness to it. Like if you're gonna give me
Oh.
a Jordan 12 and you're gonna name it Royalty, give me some cushion with that nice looking diamond pattern stitching.
Add some sort of premium feel to it because
Yes,
it's still
exactly. Give me
royalty.
the premium feel without actually giving me premium. And then I think I mentioned that on the original Taxi 12s, uh lace the lace loops at the top were actual metal at one point in time.
Hmm.
And those are just plastic. I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
like,
Well, I guess that's almost expected because like they look very much like those white and red ones that came out, like red metallic, the twist 12s. They kind of
yeah,
look like that.
yeah.
Actually, they look a lot like that. It
So
may have just been some leftover parts and they just painted them.
so I'm just like, if you're gonna name it Royalty, do something that garnishes the name
Right.
more than just gold little hits.
Yeah. So yeah, it's not. I don't know. Sometimes I'll like catch wind of like why a shoe is named what it's named, and then I was like, okay, like it might make some sense then or something. But this, I don't know. I think they just wanted an excuse to throw out some more 12s, which is
Right,
fine by
right.
me. But, I wish they would just kind of stop doing some of that other stuff and just if they just made those Obsidian 12s, I think I'd be okay.
Oh
Oh,
yeah, yeah, yeah. The ones that I didn't get.
yeah. Well, they were before my time in every way, so I don't have them either. Do you know why they call those original Taxi 12 like where the taxi name comes from? I'm like asking because
Um,
I'm just curious.
I think they said it's called the taxi because of the heel tab, the little rectangle or square on the heel tab is yellow. And
Oh,
that's where the name the taxis came from. And then on the bottom, it's got black and yellow on the carbon fiber. So
wow.
there's like no actual correlation to Michael Jordan and what he's done. It's only the fact that it's black and yellow on certain parts of the shoe.
Okay, so he didn't like have a pair and he lost them in a taxi and had to like
No,
shut down all the taxis in Chicago to find them.
no, that would be too much like right.
Okay, fair enough. So these are nothing like right, according to some people. The what was this name? Something pink. I can't think of what it was called, what the adjective was in that. But these 14s, they I didn't realize they were like as hairy, like kind of like those
Yeah,
nuances.
yeah,
I thought it was like the normal suede, but then when you really look at it, it's not, you know?
right. Um, I thought they were okay when I first saw the mentions of this shoe. And then I actually, like you said, saw how hairy they were. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's not good at all. I
Yeah,
was more so expecting it to be kind of that color pink and then flat like the Toro 14s that released,
right, right.
I think earlier this year or last year, something like that.
Because I
But
mean, I
yeah,
thought it'd be like, like the normal suede, like you see, like when I was showing you these,
yeah, yeah,
it's like normal, like you feel it, and maybe it's not even thick enough to have any color change or anything, but
right,
it's just suede in its basic form.
right. I think
That,
that hairy Cookie Monster suede ruined that shoe.
yeah, because like that's what I had the exact same reaction. Because like I was saying, like, oh yeah, these are pretty decent. And then I was like, oh, or actually they're not. But
Right.
But again, another thing that wasn't really for me, so I don't really have to like it or whatever. These. Normally, I'm a foam posit guy. I've picked up, I think, one pair this year, and these, I think the retail was like 600 or something
Huh?
ridiculous. It was something crazy.
I
These
think it might have
shoes.
been like two, three, maybe somewhere around there.
Was it? I don't know. I just saw something about the retail being maybe that was the resale prices then. But I saw them and I thought to myself, this is unnecessary. So, yeah, those right there. Wait, does that say five? I'm trying to find them on like StockX or something. 'Cause like they'll at least tell you what the original price was.
Those are the Comme des Garçons
Oh,
foam
wait,
posits.
no, 520. 520 was the retail.
Oh, no, thank you.
Yeah. So that price for this shoe, yeah, I don't like the look of these at retail foam posit price. I don't I'm just not a fan of like the big I don't know, like this circle thing and it's almost like how like if you have like some Ethernet cable or some coax cable and just trying to wrap it up the board, that's what it looks like from the side.
um, oddly enough, okay, so I'm not a fan of foam posits, but I liked this one. I liked the black pair more than the white pair. And it because it's supposed to be a reminder of like one of those Zen sand gardens.
Oh, okay.
Um, that was the inspiration behind it. And on top of that, it's the first time ever that Nike has done a new original mold for the foam posit. So
Okay.
this one and the original foam posits are the only two molds that have ever been done for a foam, and I just liked all of the newness of it. Now at that price tag, absolutely not. It can stay wherever it is.
So,
Um,
what would you think would be like a proper price for these if they were just, just taking it for what it is, comparing like to a normal $230 average phone posit price? What do you think these should have been like realistically? What would have been decent in your eyes?
um, so if a phone price is regularly 230, oh,
Because
oh man, a lot of people are gonna tell me I'm crazy for it, but I would have given I mean, I would have been okay if they would have thrown an extra like $40 on there
okay.
because it's Comme des Garçons, it's a collab, and then on top of that, the retooling and tech they had to put into making a new mold. I would have given that.
And that I was mentally thinking like not more than 300, which is
Right.
in line with kind of what you said. Because my take on it is like it's already kind of crazy that phone prices are where they are because
Yeah.
it's like, look,
Yeah.
you made the mold like in the 90s. Like, how hard is it to make these nowadays? It's just
Right.
excessive. So it's like I get that you're doing it again. So maybe you want a little bit more money for that. Sure, whatever. And then because it's like a limited thing with somebody's name attached, and so they're gonna get some cut of this. Okay, sure, whatever. But yeah, still 300 at the most, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So got a couple Adidas shoes here. The NMD Human Racer BBC, right? That's the one at the top. And then the Midwest Kids Forum 84 low at the bottom. So I did like the colors of those top ones, but I'm just not like a big NMD guy like that. So those can stay where they are. Also, the price was not something I wanted to pay. But these Midwest Kids, I am okay with those. What do you say? Okay, I might have lost homegrown, so I'll finish this off. So like I was saying, the top pair, the NMDs, it's not a bad color. It's got this like bluish, greenish sort of tint to it. Then like kind of an opaque on the
Right.
case. Oh, there he is.
There we go.
All right, cool.
Um, but yes, the NMDs, they're all right. Um, I could really do without that big BBC face on there.
Yeah, that's the
But I
overwhelming
understand it's an NMD human race kind of thing. And then the ones on the bottom, I absolutely like those. And I like the ones that they recently did, the Home Alone versions of that as well. So yeah, those are two good shoes.
yeah. I've got no, like you said, like the obvious complaint being like the face, but I don't know, like even if it was like when Nike puts like big Nike things on shoes, I don't even like that really. So I definitely don't want it if it's some big thing that doesn't really have a whole lot to actually tie in other than just the collaboration part. And then the Midwest Kids, like I was saying, they came with some extra stuff, so that was cool. A couple extra strap colors and some extra laces, and it's a decently made shoe. Now these Xbox shoes, I feel like they could have done better. Like just because like the Xbox is like a big thing right now, I feel like they kind of took the easy way out, and just threw a black shoe with a little bit of green on there and called it a day. Like they look like they might be decent as far as like maybe like the materials or all that's concerned, but overall, just as a model, I and just a visual, I'm like I don't think it's anything spectacular. What do you think? What did you see these before?
Um, I have not seen those before, but I've seen other Xbox shoes. They could have kept these where they were, and by that I mean on the design paper.
Yeah,
Uh,
this
because yeah, these are extremely lazy. I don't like that midsole. That midsole looks like there might be lights in them, and when you step on the ground, they light up or something like that,
I
and
was
like
gonna say
they
it looks
light
like
up in the worst way.
I was gonna say it looks like it's full of milk. you know, which would be worse maybe. But
Right.
so yeah, those and these here, the like I was saying before, the race walk, I actually have these to the side to pull out here in a second, so I'll just come back to those in a minute. But they were pretty decent, I gotta say.
Yeah, I like those.
But these, I don't know that these actually came out. These Sean Wotherspoon, like the Super Turf Adventure in the different color than the last pair. I I like these, you know. I
Yeah,
like the way they did the orange and the white and all that stuff. I mean, and if I had seen a raffle on confirmed, I would have put in for it, you know, even though I already have the other ones, because like I was very pleased with those.
yeah, I like these more than I like the Jiminy Crickets.
Yeah.
Recently I saw the Jiminy Crickets on sale for like $72.
Oh, nice. That's not bad at all. Because like again, it's a good shoe. It's got some nice materials and then all that craftsmanship is where it needs to be.
Right.
And it's not a lot of people are going after them, you know. So I would say like you should cash in on that. And these two, I don't remember the guy, but the top one was made for a soccer player, and the bottom one has some woman's name attached to it. They kind of remind the bottom ones kind of remind me of you remember like the black dude from The Incredibles, like
Oh, Frozone.
yeah, Frozone. They remind me of Frozone. You know, that's what. And then that top pair, like I've seen different colors, and some make it look pink, some make it look beige. I'm not sure what the final color is.
It's funny you say that. One of my friends used to tell me I reminded her of Frozone. um, the the top pair, I like those. I like those more than I like the bottom pair, and the top pair make me like the shoe more than I thought I would like the shoe.
Hmm.
Um, the top you can definitely work with those. You can do a lot with those, but that bottom pair, um, I kind of hope that the lady attached to it did not design those herself or have much say so because they kind of did her
Let's see.
wrong.
Katie Ledecky. I'm not sure who she is, but that's the name.
I hope they showed Katie two shoes, and this was the best of the two, and she just said, "Okay, I'll go with those."
Yeah, because these, like I said, like if I was dressing up as Frozone for something and I wanted to be comfortable, I'm totally wearing these. That is the only real application for them because otherwise, the color itself is just not. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I like that they did a slightly different stitching pattern. You know, you can kind of tell like this one in the upper one. It's not like the standard Ultra Boost 2.0 or 1.0 even. They just kind of where like the gradient is, it looks like it extends all the way back, you know.
Right.
So that's kind of cool, but otherwise, it's like, I think we're good. And then I want to say there's a couple Hirachis in here. So this upper pair reminds me of like a this football shaped toy box that I had when I was younger. This middle pair is kind of weird. It looks like it's got some of that hairy suede, and now I'm all like super skeptical over suede hair length. And then you got the
Right.
bottom pair. And is there a fourth or what? Or is it just that? Okay, and then there's the basically a court purple Hirachi. I don't know what they call it, but so
Oh wow.
yes, they dropped a couple of them over the last while. A lot of them seem to go under the radar as opposed to like the summer type releases of like the escapes and all that stuff. But yeah, none of them to me are like run out and get right now. I mean, I kind of like that upper one, but not enough to buy it. Like the top one,
Right.
the one I said reminds me of football.
Right.
But and the bottom one, the court purple kind of style, like that's something that I more or less have with just different colors, you know, already. Like they've done a lot of white Hirachi with like random color in the back.
Yeah.
It's like when you change from like Sub Zero to Scorpion to Ermac or something. It's like you know, you just change a color and then it's like, hey, it's a whole new shoe. So yeah.
Um,
Go on.
I kind of like. I kind of wish they hadn't done the bottom ones because the first three are intriguing. Like they're like, okay, they're really nice, and then you get to the last one, and it's like blah. Like I'm here, I've I've come to the party.
It's like, hey, I'm here
Um,
too.
right, because I like the darker colors on the top one. That last shoe that we were talking about that suffered from like the specific color of the brown, it would
Yeah,
have done better with that color brown. Um, that middle, that next one, the shape just looks weird. I don't know if it's because it might be like a kid's shoe only, but it just
yeah, it
looks
does look smaller, like scaled down a lot.
right. Yeah, I mean, I like the color. I like the way the colors contrast between each other, but it just looks weird. And then,
I
uh,
think I
like
think
the
that
third
one
one.
I think that one was a women's shoe. Not a
Okay,
grade school shoe, but like a women's shoe.
okay, okay. That would make sense then. And then like the third one looks like a fall kind of trail shoe.
It
It
really does,
looks
yeah.
good. It looks good. Like a roy with the royal purple and the brown. It's not a bad shoe. Um,
No.
like on
And
sale, these would be really really good shoes to run out and buy.
right, yeah, and I'm sure they will go on sale because even over, just speaking over the last couple months or whatever, even like the other Hirachis that have come out that people wanted have gone on sale. You know what I mean? Like those neon magentas and all that stuff. So we'll get into the Yeezy territory real quick here. So the Fade Azure, was it something like that? Either way,
Uh,
the blue tinted 700.
Azure, some kind of colorway it was.
Yeah. I I kept looking at these thinking like maybe it'll click for me the next time I look at it. And I think I just don't care for it.
um, I wanted to like those. Like the first time I saw them, I was kind of stunned. I was like, oh, okay. I mean, I wanted to like them, but the longer I looked at them, the worse they got for me.
Yeah.
And
Cuz
I liked the orange wash colorway that they did before this one.
right.
Uh, but
Similar
yeah,
to Blade Runner but orange.
yeah, yeah. But these kind of remind me of what's the underwater fish man? That's what he would wear. He
Aquaman.
wanted to be a hype beast.
I could totally see that cuz these like they got some weird shades that I feel like all every shade of bluish green or whatever that they used on here should have been its own shade used with other normal colors. You know?
Right, right.
Like if you'd made like a gray and any of those singular other ones, maybe like a light gray, you know, maybe that could have gone okay. But the way this is, I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. And again, Easy brand is just I don't know. This boot. It's like who's this marketed towards? You know?
Yeah.
Because I don't know anything about it, but I just feel like anybody who needs a boot of this style, this is not going to be the boot that they go to because I feel like it's not going to do a good job. This is what the Yeezy Knit Runner Boot in Sulfur is what this is called.
Yeah, because I know the Knit Runner was a small release, and then the boot that he just dropped. So like they combined he combined two of his worst shoes and said it would be a good idea to just like smash them together and then make them a winter shoe. And
And
then at the price is
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, it makes 0 sense.
$525, I think that shoe is.
Man, that's like so. if I had that kind of money and somebody said like you have to buy a shoe, I'm getting those ones. So, but these, oh my god! And then you have the honestly, like when I first, because you know how like they use
Yep.
just like vowel or just consonants for their names. I honestly thought it said like the Yeezy insulted, and I was like, that makes sense because based off of it, that's how I felt looking at it, and like the price they were asking, it's like, and then you have to wonder like, how insulated is this? Because like the shoe, the boot, it looks very thick, right? So what's really going on here? It's like they took like an oven mitt and shoved it into like a one of those foam runners. You know what I mean? So I don't know what the deal is with that, but it is not the greatest design that I've seen for sure. Because
That boot, it reminds me of Alf. I don't know why,
oh
but
well, like I said, like me, like I look at it and because like I didn't really see it until now. But like I was saying, like the bottom looks like a foam runner, and then like they just put like an oven mitt into it, and it's like yeah, just wrap your foot in this. I'm like what are you supposed to do with this thing? Like what application does it serve?
right.
So,
It
but
looks like they cut the front face of. It looks like they cut Alf's face off and turned it into a boot. Like,
because like, I remember his nose did have like that
right,
those circles to it or however you want to call it. But yeah,
right.
those oh my goodness. Let me go back to something real quick because now that we're over that, where's the StreamYard thing? Let me go and stop that. But I do want to bring up something because like earlier when we were looking at what was it? We were looking at the twos, those off-white twos.
Yeah.
Well, and it reminded me of like a shoe that I had seen some time ago. The Radio Raheem Jordan twos. And
Okay.
because I remember like because I was thinking like, wasn't there a two that I had thought about once? And this was it. But then I looked at it and I'm like, and as I was looking at it, I'm like, I can see why I don't own this. You know? Because like I ended up getting I got the one mid, the Radio Raheem of those instead. Because these are just unfortunate. All right, cool. So did that. I'm gonna go through show a couple of the shoes I picked up this month, which was a little harder to narrow down on account of me being behind on reviews, but hey, it happens. We'll start off with these right here. The review I just recorded yesterday. Where's this big screen option here? So the Adidas Race Walk Men's Working Club
I
shoes.
like those.
So as you see, it's got a Hanon, whatever, and that insole there, it's like it's got a nice little texture to it, so you can kind of tell like there's a little bit of a plastic sort of feel, and then there's like the normal insole material.
Right.
Got a lot of corduroy going on here, and some normal person suede, none of that weird stuff. So, and with the gum bottom and some extra laces. So this one right here, I put in for a raffle because I got an email from Hannon about it. And then later on, they were like, "Oh, hey, here you go." And then at the top, it's got the consortium brand thing on there. And they decided to bring back one of the old school style EQT boxes. So, all in all, really good presentation.
It's got a chunky shoe, chunky dad shoe kind of feel to it.
Oh
And then
yeah,
like all of that corduroy reminds me of when I was a kid and my mom used to put me in different color corduroy pants to school and striped shirts. So it kind of takes me back to my childhood.
I mean, I still wear a lot of corduroy pants that I get
They
from the Old
sell
Navy
corduroy
clearance rack,
pants
of
too.
course. So let me pause this thing. Oh, what's that for an hour? Okay. It looked like the connection was getting a little sketchy there. And so then the Krusty Burgers, they did a re-release of some sort for these. So I picked these up straight from Confirmed. And I'm not gonna oversell it, but I do really like the way they came out. I like just the overall style of this, like that whole cell shaded look, because it kind of to go with like the cartoon and all that. You got all these little extra pieces in case you want to switch out whatever's on the front end there. And you have these one extra pair of laces, which has like the little logo, the torsion system logo on there. That's probably not showing up.
Oh wow.
So yeah, these 130 was the price of these. So no complaints out of me. I think they came together nicely. So
I really like those.
yeah.
I think out of all of them that they released, because I think they did like with the slushy or whatever that was. They did the flaming mows, and then they did those. Those are ones that I wanted the most out of all of them. Those are a really good shoe.
Oh yeah. And then in here, one thing I'm not a huge fan of is like when they individually wrap shoes because it makes it unnecessarily involved to get into. But so this is obviously like the Midwest kids ones, right?
Oh wow.
Because like you open it, but then like you get into it, and it's like then they're individually wrapped up. So
Oh wow.
not
Like
a huge fan. The Packer Ultra 4D 2.0 did the same thing. And also my undefeated, I think it was my undefeated Air Max 90s too. But yeah, so this right here, the Midwest kids, right?
wow.
Normal suede and all that. Nice little gum bottom. My hand wasn't in the way. So you can take these straps off too, because like they have
Oh okay.
the thing on
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
side.
Oh wow.
So
That's even better.
you can wear it without that.
I think I like that about Adidas. Um, with some of their shoes, you could take the strap off. With like the majority of their shoes, you could take the strap off if they did include straps. And I mean, it looks good with the strap, but in my opinion, it looks 100 times better without the strap because it gives you an opportunity to the take in the full look of the shoe without that distracting look of that strap.
Exactly. And then, I mean, and I don't plan to use them or whatever, but like having like extra colors and all that stuff,
Right.
it's just an all around really well done thing. You also have you can't really see it, but on the tips of the laces, it does say Midwest Kids and Adidas on the other end or something.
Nice.
And as I always do, I picked up a new trail sneaker. This is the Asics and Brain Dead Trabuco Max. So
Wow.
yeah, that's what I said. This thing's got a lot of stuff going on. I really like
Yeah.
the sole though. Like that is one of my favorite things. And these laces, like if you straighten them out, like you kind of hear that. Like when you pull the laces, it's almost like they're snapping into place because of like the way they're done with this whole, stitching on there or the way the yarn is. So it's kind of weird in a way, but yeah, it's a very cool lace
It
design.
definitely does give that brain feeling from
Yeah.
the uppers to the laces, and then as far is it like an extra thick midsole, like a
So
raised like platform type of midsole?
so the way the shoe is, like hold it straight here or whatever. So you see it does have a bit of a bevel to it. So the midsole is made with was it guide sole technology where they bend the sole so that way when you're running it lends itself to like heel impact and still keeping the front pretty stiff, but
Right,
raised so that way you go right into the
right,
next step, which makes your legs get less fatigued over time. And then on the inside also to balance that out, they have the flight foam as you see there, which is similar to like Adidas's Light Strike, where it's like super light but super cushiony. And then of course rounding everything off at the bottom, you have the grip sole, right? Or excuse me, Asics grip is what they call it, and that's where like the actual traction comes in. So yeah, it is extra thick because of all that extra cushioning that they throw in there, but it's also going to have that rounded style, so that because it is still a trail running shoe, so it's going to give you like pretty much everything you need.
right. Like with that kind of midsole, you shouldn't feel anything on the trail. Like you're
Yeah,
definitely stomping through the trails.
Exactly, because when I wore my, what was that, the Asics, I mean, excuse me, the Adidas Terex 2s, which have a similar midsole to them. What is that? Is this box empty? I think, okay, that's just that one. Yeah, so when I wore those, I was like, man, these things are feeling very good. Because, like, if you're going to be running over, like, potentially rocks and all this and
Right.
tree roots that can be kind of thick and stuff, you want something that's going to hold things together for you. And then one last thing, and these aren't even for me, but my parents, they come up here from time to time. So I keep some stuff up here for them that I bought recently. So these are both Saucony Peregrine 11s. It's their version of a trail shoe, right? One of their newer models. So I bought a pair for my dad, a pair for my mom. So when they come up here, if they don't bring, because they don't always bring a bunch of stuff with them, because why? So
Right.
I have some slides for them if they're going to be indoors, and I have trail shoes if we go hit the trails. Otherwise, they just wear whatever they wear. So I bought these, and it was one of those things, like I paid for like the overnight shipping because I forgot that they were coming. So they ended up getting here on time and all that good stuff. But then because of things, we ended up getting wrapped up in so many other things, like going off to, like, I don't know, forget where all we were going, but we just kind of lost track of time over the 2 days they were up here, so we didn't really make it to the trails and stuff.
Right.
But next time they'll be ready because they have the Pegasus Trail 3s as well. I bought them last time they were here, and those are nice. But these, I haven't worn my pair yet either, but I'm looking forward to it. Also, kind of like the way this tongue is. It's got this look.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Like,
definitely like that.
yeah, it's kind of like a weird sort of look, almost like when you see like moss or whatever growing on the ground. It kind of looks like that. But yeah, it's the same stuff, snag free uppers and all that. Super grip on the bottom, right? You can kind of tell from the right angles and stuff. And like these are some, I tell you, like there are times when like women get some really good colors for their shoes sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah. I definitely like that baby blue
Yeah, it's like
and
blue and
tech
like
gray
brown and
colorway.
tan, and I saw these and I was like, man, this thing right here. And you have this, like, for some reason this is elasticy on the back, and then it just kind of goes back in place. But yeah, these are nice, man.
Like
These are
your
very nice.
parents must do like a Kid of the Year award because you're definitely in the front runnings for the title.
Oh
Um,
yeah, do what I can.
those are really clean. Something unexpected from Saucony,
It
uh,
really is. And the price
and
wasn't bad either.
they look comfortable.
Yeah. Oh, also, one thing, like, so on the inside it says form fit. So from what I read before, what that is kind of like there's different layers of like not a midsole, but different layers of like foam down in there, and
Yeah,
so it helps to like mold to your foot to kind of give you like just a little bit of extra cushion in there, like that's for your foot, almost like
right,
what foam posits do.
right, right.
So yeah, like I would highly suggest, like, next time you're bored or whatever, just go browse through the Saucony webpage, just kind of see what all they have out there because they've got some pretty nice shoes, that I would not really have even thought twice about if it wasn't
Right.
for.
I was gonna
You,
say Saucony is the last place I would have thought to visit. The only time I remember thinking about Saucony is when they did the big collab with shootubers, and they gave
oh yeah,
like
yeah,
Tony D2 Wild, Sneakerhead in the Bay, and I think Bullet RC
yeah.
and
Bells, DJ
Heist
Bells,
Omar and
yeah,
DJ Dell's their own Saucony collab, which I think was like the first and still is the first opportunity for sneaker YouTubers to have like honestly have their own space in the shoe world beyond just reviewing their people's shoes.
right. And that was also very cool of them, just in general. Oh, one other thing I was gonna mention, I probably said it in the review I did, but they've got this little elastic piece on here too. So if you want, like, when you tie your shoes, you can kind of like tuck them down under there if you need to, so they're not all flopping around. So you got this little gator thing at the bottom, so you can
Yeah.
down those like heel covers or ankle covers to it. So yeah, like yeah, I was very surprised that Saucony was. I mean, I've never heard anybody say anything bad. Don't get me wrong, but I was
Right. Right.
like surprised, just
Like
for lack of a better way to say it.
because, like you said, I've never heard anybody say anything bad about Saucony, but I've never heard anybody really say anything great about Saucony. Singing praise of them either.
Right.
I think like Saucony used to be on the same tier as New Balance or something like that, and then Saucony just kind of disappeared.
And because I know Saucony, like, other than like you probably saw everybody was talking about the food fights, like what 3 weeks ago or something like that. Like that was like the big release from Saucony, at least according to like people. But then when you, I was paying attention to some of the like Anthony Levine when he used to do reviews, and he would say that like Saucony will do things that will be like limited, kind of like borderline collaboration type things or special occasion type things. They won't say it. You'll just have to know that it is. So like, you can go to their website and they'll be in stock for a while, but like once they're gone, like that's it. You just missed out. So they're like a brand you kind of have to pay attention to. You know what I mean?
Wow.
But it kind of puts you like in almost like in an exclusive club or something if you buy their stuff. Like if you get into it, because you're like people won't really know what you have. It's like if I walk by somebody in those Ned Flanders Adidas, like those don't look like anything special. But if you know what they are, you're like, oh, I heard those are really nice. Like they are. So I feel like that's kind of where Saucony is. Like they're doing some good things that just not everybody knows about. I can't sit here and pretend like I do. Obviously I only know about the couple pairs I picked up, but I might have to branch out into them and kind of see some of their like casual shoes and stuff, just to
Right.
see what things are like. Because you know how it can be. Like if you wear a running shoe as a casual shoe, it works, but you kind of feel like that it's not quite made for just normal casual wear.
Right. Yeah. 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 It's
Yeah,
almost like wearing a LeBron for casual use.
right. It's just gonna be like you got this big space boot on, depending on which brand or which model it is, and it'll
Right.
it'll protect your foot from the ground and keep it from getting rained on, sure, but there's better options. But yeah,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I've heard good things about the Shadow 6000. I hear that they do a lot of pretty good colorways on that, and it's supposed to be, I think, one of the like the lower price models as well. So might have to look into a pair of those one day and just I imagine it's like Adidas. If you look in there, you're gonna see some stuff you like, and since they
Right.
don't worth those premiums, like when you buy Adidas or you buy New Balance, you know that once you pass like a certain threshold for price, like you're likely to get something that is worth that price.
Right.
And
Right.
even with these the retail of these was $100, and I think the retail of these was like $100 too.
Huh.
It was like super low. It might have been like 120, but either way, like for what you get, it's
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
really good.
Yeah. Especially compared to its bigger counterpart in Nike.
Oh
Um,
yeah,
for like 120, they're giving you something that is barely, well, not even really aesthetically pleasing. And even
no,
if it is aesthetically pleasing for 120, you have to kind of search for it and stumble upon it with Nike. But
yeah,
with Adidas, you get like a lot of times you get look, you get quality
right,
along with a really reasonable price, which is surprising. I don't know how.
and less competition to get it.
Right, right,
Like when let's see, I would imagine like while I was getting like these Hannons and stuff, or like that's probably around the time like those Bordeaux ones were coming out or something.
Yeah,
People, even if they weren't super into those particular ones, they were putting way more energy into getting them for whatever reason they wanted to have them than
right.
those. But and me on the other hand, like that's why part of the reason I don't do as many Jordan reviews is because like I don't see as many that I want to go for. I don't get through on as many as I even do go for. And then at the same time, it's like if I buy like 3 pairs of Asics or something,
Yeah,
like I've already spent enough money, you know,
right, right.
and they're going to be more wearable. Like I can wear, even though those are trail shoes that I just showed, like I can wear those any day.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I mean, I'm not bringing out those Bordeaux ones all the time. Like honestly, like I'll probably wear those. They're not Christmas shoes, but they kind of got like a. I probably wear them around then because they kind of have like
Like
that color.
Thanksgiving cranberry.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So so yeah, it's just so much to choose from if you're not going to be picky, you know. But I
so
mean,
let me see. Like, so for me, as far as things I picked up in November, like, I don't think I picked. I probably only picked up like 3 pairs of shoes in the month of November. Um, I picked up the Yeezy 700. What is it called? Orange wash.
okay,
I picked up those Jordan 12 royalties.
right? Those
And I picked up the Bordeaux Jordan ones, and I think that's it.
yeah, and it seemed like those Jordan 12s, the royalty 12s,
Yeah,
I feel like that was one of those situations where like if you wanted them and you put forth anything that could be misconstrued as any
right,
active effort at all,
right.
you got them. Like no problem. I mean, because like for me, there are times when like I'll end up with like multiple pairs or something because like if it's something I kind of want, like I learned my lesson a while ago with putting in one order and then they got canceled and then I was like, great, so now what? So
Right.
at least with something like this, it's like I know that those will hold at least their value. It might take a minute since they just came out or whatever, but
Yeah.
like you give it a couple months or something, like even and maybe even right now, I could probably if somebody wanted to buy them from me, like I am sure that I could make back what I spent on them
Yeah.
without any
Yeah.
hassle. And later on, when that kind of dries up, maybe like I'll be able to trade for something of like equalish value. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
But because I put it on Hibbit, yeah, no, yeah, Hibbit, because I got through on them, and then as I was checking out, like I think it was as I was checking out or something, like my Nike order went through, and I was like, really? Like, because it was like sneakers, and I'm like, hmm, that's weird,
Right.
But yeah, it went through. So then I was like, okay, well, on the Hibbit, I had like one of those $20 things from like every so
That's
many
always
days or
better.
whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I was like, oh, well, let's go ahead and do that. And then you got like those 11s that come out this weekend, and
Yeah.
I, along with everybody in America, got early access to Finish Line. So
I didn't get it. I
really,
didn't get it. I think like
you know, you I will say and I'll let you continue a second, but like you may have had it, but like if you didn't just like go to the site in the set time or whatever, because like I wouldn't be surprised if not everybody got the notification. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Or the email, or because for me it was an email. But I would imagine like that if you had access, like you probably could have just went and tried. Because like sometimes I see people say like that when they get early access on sneakers, they don't always have a notification that they had it. They
Yeah.
didn't try because their friend tried.
Right.
What were you gonna say?
So like, I'll talk about that, and then I'll talk about like the surprise that I almost forgot that I got in the month of November, because for whatever reason with me, there's always some kind of weird story involving buying shoes, and I'll throw that in there too. But like, so for the Royalty 12s, I didn't get any notification for early access, but when I saw, I think it was Bobby Sneaker World, when he posted it on Instagram, I was like, well, let me go check my finish line. And I ended up having early access. Same thing, this go around with the 11s. I've checked 100 times, and not once have I been given early access for those 11s. And I thought that was weird. I'm like, I'm sitting on 2,100 rewards points, and I've been redeeming. Well, actually, it's more than 2,100. It's 21,000 rewards points, and I redeem them, and I'm consistently in there or whatever. Yeah. And for whatever reason, they just did not give me early access to the cool gray 11s. So, like, my best hope at this point right now is probably like Hibbits or the Foot Locker Champs, whatever, or the Sneakers app. But I'm just crossing my fingers. I'm pretty sure I'll get a pair if I want them, and all of that good stuff.
Yeah, it seems like that's the situation. I mean, let me know when release morning rolls around, because like I said, I'm good. And
yeah,
nothing like I didn't even want them as much as like everybody like is. A lot of people are like, man, I gotta get these. It's like they've been talking about them for months,
Yeah.
Maybe like, I mean, I've got nothing against 11s. I haven't
right
pair since the bread one was 2019, right? Yeah. So I
and
haven't
the Concords. Yeah.
I mean, wait, no, 20. Was it? No.
Because I think the breads came first, and then they did the Concords.
No, the Concord was 18.
Yeah.
Breads was 19, because I remember I was here, and I remember seeing Bullet RC at the mall that day. So I was.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, he was just standing there and just like, wearing all his, his stuff, because like he's one of those like clothing guys, it's like
right.
Had like the jacket, like some things on it. It's like, and like nothing against it, but like I look at it and it's almost like a NASCAR jacket or something.
Yeah. I know which one you're talking about. Like Bullet goes out like a walking billboard.
Right. So I was like, okay, cool. I was like, hey, blah, 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 whatever. But yeah, so that was the last pair of 11s I bought. So when these were coming around, it's like, we'll see what happens. If I have to work for it, I'm not getting them. And then I got the early access thing, and it's like, oh, okay. So now I just have to, it's confusing, because like you click on it on like your little finish line thing under like, redeem rewards. And it's
right.
Like, oh, you did it. And I'm like, it's like bagged or whatever they said. I'm like,
right.
How do I check out, or how do I pay for this? Like, what now, And then I got like an email a minute later saying, all right, show up at the mall at this time. And I'm like, okay, so that's how this works. Because I was very confused. I was like, so you took my points and I have nothing to show for this?
Right. That's how I felt with the royalties. I'm like, you got all my points, and you're not going to tell me if they're mine or not. So were the points just an opportunity to possibly get them on release day? Or I'm like, what was the point of telling me I could secure them? Is it a possible secure? Is it because I was very confused. But I almost forgot about these. These were the very last thing that I got in November. I kind of picked them up, and I kind of didn't pick them up. So if anybody ever decides to follow or check out like my catalog of videos, first I had the issue with Nike sending me a pair of shoes with rat poop in the box.
I remember that.
Then I went to Finish Line, which is why I kind of feel like my Finish Line app is not working in my favor anymore. But then I went to Finish Line, purchased those electric orange Jordan 1s, and there was a roach in the shoebox.
Oh yeah.
So like Finish Line had roaches in their stock room. That was beautiful. And then of course these. Now these shoes are about 6.5, 7 months late. They're late to the party. So, you know, a lot of people will sit there and wonder, like, okay, what shoe is it? Because it's like a Jordan 11 box or a Jordan whatever box. Like people who are really into Jordans will know kind of and follow. But these shoes, I ordered them back in May 2nd. And not only did Nike give me the wrong size, but these shoes never showed up. So I called Nike and I told them the shoes are the wrong size and the shoes never showed up. So, you know, I kind of need my money back. Well, not kind of, I do need my money back because they were supposed to have been here 2 weeks ago and they never showed up. And I get a notification because my apartments have electronic mailboxes through Amazon. I get a notification saying that they are in my mailbox. And I thought they were a different pair of shoes that I had been waiting on as well. I go to the mailbox, I get those shoes, and then I go to my doorstep and there's another box of shoes in front of my doorstep. And I'm like, so what are these? And then to my surprise, they were the shoes that were supposed to show up 6.5, 7 months ago.
Jeez. Where were those hanging out?
I have no idea. So not only are they like a 7-month-old release, but I can't wear them. And I mean, I got my money back for them. So I mean, it's a free shoe. So I mean, can't really go wrong there. But yeah, that's the real question. Where were those shoes with the Nike tape on it for 6.5 months?
Yeah, because like that's one of those releases like you kind of forget about, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, like I forget about most things because like they come out so often with new stuff.
Right.
But like, yeah, then someone shows you, it's like, isn't that like kind of old? That is
so like I've done a review on them for my size. I've done a review on them for the toddler size, but it was just like, where would those have sat for 6.5 months? And then 9 times out of 10, with all the reports that you get with shipping companies stealing shoes, targeting shoes that have like the Nike tape on it, that's even more like puzzling, you know?
right. Yeah, it makes you wonder because like things have tracking numbers, but the tracking numbers don't really like when a tracking number works, it's like it gives you just enough to like know, like, okay,
yeah,
I ordered this from Amazon. Now it's in Kentucky. Now it's in Illinois. Now it's here.
Right.
And that all makes sense. But when that delay happens, it's just like arrived in Miami, like June 5th. And then like next you know, it's like, hey, it's like July 23rd.
Right.
What's going on? It's like, I don't know. It's like you don't know.
Right.
Like, you know, it's you're the company. Like they have very loose tracking on a lot of things. I mean, some places can be a little bit better. You know, I was usually pretty good about with UPS. FedEx is, you know, FedEx just does what FedEx does.
Right.
But it's the whole shipping thing. Just especially now, it's like if you order something and you know this slows down, you're like, okay, am I gonna get this? Like,
right.
My the PS5 order, and it was like it said delivered, you know. And I was like, okay. So I went down to like the apartment office because I just come from work. So I was like, let me just go in here because it's probably in here, you know. And they're like, no, we didn't get anything for it because like I get a lot of boxes. Like they know when I walk in, like, you know, and like, oh, hey, you need something? I'm like, what?
Right.
My box? Like, no, you didn't get anything today. You know, so I'm like, huh. You know, I'm like, so I'm like coming upstairs like to the apartment. I'm like, there better be a big old box in front of
Right,
the door.
right.
Otherwise, there's a problem. And like I get up there and it's like, okay, here it is. Cool, you know? So
Because I think that's how my PlayStation arrived. Well, the carrier, I think it was UPS. The carrier actually brought the box to the door, which I was extremely surprised.
right.
And he was like, I answered, like, I think I was taking a nap at the time he delivered it too. So I had to get up and run to the door, and I opened the door. He goes, "Oh, I'm sorry, excuse me." He was like, "It just needs a signature, but I'll sign it for you." And I'm like, "I don't think that's how that's supposed to go, but I mean, as long as I get my package, okay, thank you."
Yeah. That's, I'll just sign it for you. That makes no sense.
And then when he
No.
signed it, I noticed on the tracking, he signed my last name wrong. So I'm just like, okay,
So that should hold up in court, right? So you can basically go get another one.
right. I could basically say, hey, like, I never got my package because that's not my last name and I didn't sign it.
Right. Yeah, that's. I mean, I haven't really had anything like that happen yet. I mean, I had an Amazon package. It was kind of like misdelivered, like it was like a couple doors down or something. But and it bothers you in the sense that like, man, like this could have been something important. It was
Yeah,
all it was in that particular case was it was some wrestling figure that was it wasn't even like sought after. It was just like, oh, okay, it's under $20 now. All right, cool. It was one of those situations.
right.
So I was just like, all right, not a big deal. Damien Bell, what's going on?
Oh,
It's out in Greece.
I would suggest that you check your Nike sneakers app and make sure that they have the right address because what was it? What did I get by mail? It was two shoes. It was two Nike shoes. Oh, it was the royalties and the Bordeaux's. Um, when the royalties were supposed to be delivered, it said that it couldn't be delivered because Nike has added laser shipping to their shipping choices.
Ah,
So now it's UPS, USPS, FedEx, and now Laser. Laser doesn't have a great or good reputation because Laser is independently contracted. Like they have random people working for them delivering packages in their own personal cars.
I saw something about that. It's like,
And when I realized they were sending my package through Laser, I kind of freaked out. I was like, okay, this is probably not going to make it. And then I looked at my Nike sneakers app, and for whatever reason, Nike sneakers decided to put three different addresses for me. Like one is my correct address with just the information I put in there. Then the next one is a suggested address where it's the same thing I put in there with the exception of Northwest being attached to it. And then the third one, I don't know where the heck they got that one from, but it doesn't have my apartment number on it. So that's the one that Nike Sneakers decided to default to. For I don't know at what point they decided to do that, but like they just decided to do it. And both times I had to go back and kind of correct them. Now with the Bordeaux's, I ended up with a notification saying that they were delivered, and I did a live on that one. And like the notification was late too because I didn't get the notification until around like 10, and the shoe had supposedly been delivered around 9. So I'm like, it's an hour later. I'm like, well, I didn't get a notification for the mailbox, and I went down to the mailbox area, and there wasn't a box sitting there,
right.
and I was getting pretty upset. And something told me, said, okay, go outside the gate and check the leasing office. There were 5 other Nike shoe boxes with the same issue as mine stacked up on the stoop in front of the leasing office.
See, this,
And like, of course the community is gated, but the leasing office is not, and it's like wide open, close to a exit of a major highway, and then just like an open road. So I'm like, anybody could have ran up and just like snatched the packages right off, and nobody would have been the wiser. So, you know,
Yeah,
Jeezy kind of made me do my good deed and take the packages behind the gate and put them in the mailbox area and all of that. But that could have been a major problem, especially given my leasing office does not accept packages. They will straight send them back.
and that's kind of how I feel, because like you look at places like that and it's like this is a mess. So with with FedEx, you know, sometimes like I'll just get on there and I'll just like hold at wherever, right?
Right.
Like they've been a little bit better now about like just bringing stuff and getting it all delivered. But I felt better, even though there's like a slight inconvenience. I don't mind it if I'm putting it on myself to say,
Right.
like,
Right.
hold this place, hold this box at like the nearby Walgreens, and I'll come over there and I'll pick it up when I have some time, you know, within those couple days or whatever. Because I'd rather that than it just be sitting outside and somebody just like say, you know what, I think I want this.
Right.
Let's see, you won't be able to catch your breath. I'm gonna try and hey, yeah. I talking to Damon here. It's like, yeah, my last class was like I ended in November because my like a little test or something like that to finish things off. And I've just been enjoying not doing that. And normally, like the extra time that I have would have gone towards like knocking out reviews and stuff, but I haven't been in a hurry to like make the reviews because a lot of people are just watching like the old stuff. So it's like, so it kind of gives you like,
You're right.
I'll get it out there when I get it out there. Cause like, if it's a brand new shoe, from what it seems like to me, if it's a brand new shoe, people are like, they like it, but like they'll worry about it maybe when it's a little more attainable.
Right.
Now
Right.
they're all watching like whatever they were last watching or something, which is stuff from like a month or two ago.
Right. I was gonna say, nicely enough, I said I hadn't put out any videos with the frequency that I used to, but I'm still gaining subscribers off of my old stuff. So
right. Because if
I'm
it's
like,
something that has some substance to it and some usefulness behind it, people
right.
are going to watch it, right? That's why, like, because I see people that like focus on like the lives and stuff, and I know you'll get your like regulars in there watching every day, but if you're not doing that, I mean, people will watch certain lives, I suppose, like if it's something of substance, but if it's just like you and you're just kind of sitting there watching dynamite, like no one wants to see that if they're not seeing that when it happens, you know? Like, so I totally get it. Let me see something here. Because every now and then I'll look and I'll see like my last like this that up tempo video, the Fusio 4D video, a couple Nike Plus ones, and a Vapor Max video, like from months ago, are still like my consistent like top 5 over the last like 2 days when you click on that option.
Oh
So
wow.
yeah, so I'll put new stuff out and people will watch it, sure, but because like even what were my last actual videos? The Flanders and like these Midwest kids things, these seem to be doing all right for themselves because I think people are realizing that they're out there and they're easily attainable or something.
Right.
I've seen them. Some people said like they're sitting in certain places, or even just like that the resale price is like the retail price. So there's
Right.
that. And what else? Yeah, but otherwise, like people are just watching the older stuff, which is completely fine by me. And like the next videos that I have, like the Krusty Burgers, those have been out for a while. The
Right.
Doros, the Royalty 12s, that's not new, right?
Right.
These race walks and those trail Asics, those are not something people have probably seen a whole lot of, but they probably aren't really looking for them either. So yeah, I'll get the stuff out sooner or later, but no rush.
Right. That's what I think I'm enjoying right now because it gives me time to catch up and take care of things that I need to take care of, but it also means that like it means for me, people are enjoying um some of my older content and content that I didn't think people actually enjoyed. So that works good for me too.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like I said, if you put something out there, like especially if it's something that, like if you talk about an Air Max Plus or whatever, people will watch those videos and like maybe they're not looking for that specific one,
Right.
but the information kind of works for all of them in a lot of cases.
Yeah. Yeah.
The new 350, the compact, I think is what it's called, looks freaking weird.
Yeah,
Like
it does.
by 350 standards
Yes.
and by normal standards, it looks weird. I don't know what to make of that. I mean, I put in my raffle because I do that, but that's one of those ones like if it doesn't work, I don't see myself being sad in any way.
Yeah, I'm for me, I'm not I thought about going for them and then I thought twice. Um because like you said, they are very weird looking. They kind of remind me, oh, excuse me, they kind of remind me of what are those Yeezys that look like the Yeezys that look like the little angler fish with the thing in front of its head. I think you have a pair of them. Like they were called like the aliens or something like that.
Which one? I have a pair of 380s. I don't think that's what you're talking about though, right? And I
It
have
might be a pair of 380s. I like Yeezys are hard to keep up with, especially given the weirdness of the Yeezys. But
yeah.
like that, because it's kind of like double stitched knit
The
to
380.
kind of create like a ribbed look on it.
Oh,
The new 350s is what I'm talking about right now. Because I think it's like the dark blue color, the navy color, and it's just weird. It's weird for a 350. I'll just leave it at that.
it's just weird for yeah. Let me go ahead and pull up a picture of these because
But I know they have like a couple of 350s re-releasing this year. They've got like the Beluga 2.0 reflectives that are coming back out, as well as like a lineup of releases that a lot of people did not get an opportunity to get. So towards the end of the year is going to be a big opportunity for a lot of people if they did not get any of the popular colorways. So yeah, that one right there. Yeah, it's
it's an
terrible.
odd one.
It
Because
looks like it got some kind of like flesh-eating virus and it's waiting to die. But I mean, if you like the look, I'm definitely not mad at you or if you're digging the look. I can't blame you because it's something new for a 350. Finally something new, but
yeah, it is an odd one. It's definitely a weird look, and I don't really know what to make of it. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know, man, because like it seems like very flat.
yeah,
But like the upper part, like the goes around your ankle,
yeah.
like that elastic area seems. This looks like a bad Photoshop.
Yeah, I was gonna say bigger, it looks even worse. I was gonna say, oh God, bigger, it looks worse. Um, I don't like that ankle part.
Let's see. So this turbulent wave graphics inspiration.
Beluga biggest restock since creams. Okay, the zebras were bigger restock though. I think weren't they?
Uh, let's see that one. I mean, in one go, probably the biggest overall because of like the multiple restocks is probably like the Wave Runner, honestly, because like those have come back a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But because I'm trying to think of what other 700s have really come out often, and I think the Zebra is really the only one that you can truly say that about, you know. And but like those creams, those were easy to get when they first came out. So
And then,
sometimes like you got to look at the tags because
right,
I've
I was gonna say, like, how can you really tell? Because around that
yeah,
time they all look the same.
because like I've picked up things that were on restocks, and sometimes it was just like they made more of them, and then sometimes it's just like it's an old, when you look at like the date on the inside, it's like
Yeah,
just it's an old date. They just had some somewhere. So I'm like, what is
because
this?
I know they did two versions of the Belugas.
I
One that I
haven't.
remember was the Lundmarks. I mean, not the Belugas, but the Zebras. They did two different versions of the Zebras.
Oh, well, I mean, okay, there was when you said belugas, I thought you meant because there was the beluga one and the two, but I see what
Right, yeah, no.
you're saying.
And then I know they did like a bunch of the Lundmarks, and
Oh,
then
I forgot about the breads, but those seemed like they still seemed hard to get. So I
yeah,
did
they were
check
hard to
the
get. Like
date.
the breads, I don't think that was a big number compared to some of the other ones.
Yeah, I was able to get a pair somehow. I forget who I got
Yeah,
them.
because I got a pair of breads. I got like two different sizes somehow.
Yeah, so I I honestly forget about the breads. Like certain 350s like are often on my mind when I think of that model, but the breads, yeah, I guess I just have a lot of them too, so that doesn't really help.
But I had a pair of belugas, like, and I sold them. I sold as soon as those released. I sold those because I wasn't like a huge fan of them. Maybe I didn't give it enough time to simmer in.
Wait, which ones is that?
The Beluga 2.0s,
I actually liked that one a fair amount.
because like, okay, so on the list of 350s that I was able to get when they released were like the Oreos, the all black ones, not the bread ones, because I still have the bread colorway.
Like the static?
Um, I had the Belugas, the Beluga 2.0s. I'm sorry, I keep saying Belugas, but I had the 2.0s, and then I had the Lundmarks, and I think it was another one that was a popular colorway. And at the time, like when all of those came out around the same time, I didn't give an opportunity to look at them and kind of let them sizzle, let them sizzle in my spirit, because when I grabbed them, I saw like 400, 500, $600 resale. And I'm like, I'm not a huge fan of the 350s off the rip. And
Yeah.
you're telling me you're gonna give me like $500 and $600 for these? I was like, oh heck yeah. I can put those towards a pair of Jordans that I really like. So, and I remember, as a matter of fact, the Beluga 2.0s, I sold them through Facebook, and I met up with the guy, and I actually like, and he paid me for
Trying to pull up the because I was kind of
them. He
curious
gave me
about like,
$600 for the Beluga 2.0s.
yeah, that's insane. I mean, I know people are like after those, and you know, my Beluga twos are actually one of my most worn. Is it my most worn? They're I don't know. It's probably a tie with the blue tints because they've both been in my inventory for about as long as each other because I think they were separated by a month. But
Yeah,
one of those is my number one most worn, and the other is my number two. I'm just looking at these 350 releases here because I was trying to see if there's like just an overall list of ones that have come out in a while. Can I make it
yeah.
wider at all? Just trying to get like a list of all the ones that have come out because I know I own a lot of them. I mean, I don't have like this mono cinder, but there's no complaints out of me. I'm trying to see which ones I didn't get the mono. Did I? No, I didn't even know that the mono clay was an option.
I think Mono Clay might have been like a regional release as well.
Is that? Oh, the lowest ask is 198, but that's probably like some color or some size that's crazy.
Right.
Let's see. But yeah, looking through these, I don't have the synth either, but I think that one was initially like a regional thing.
Like the last ones I had were those lime green ones right there, and I sold those too.
These, yeah, I
Yeah.
haven't worn those a lot either. I do like them. I need to start because I've been trying to wear a lot of my shoes or whatever. It's just the
Yeah.
numbers are kind of hard
And
to work with at times. What
I
am I?
liked them, but I needed the money for something else. I think I needed the money to get like somebody a pair of shoes for Christmas. So I sold them and got them the shoes that they wanted for Christmas.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't bought any. Well, I did get my mom some shoes that I got her those some Bape Superstars.
Oh wow.
Uh, I I say that because I feel the same way as you about the Superstar, but they gave me early access, exclusive access, and I feel like you shouldn't say no to that. And so I was looking at them, and I'm like, who do I know that would want either of these shoes? And then I was like, maybe I'll just get my mom a pair. Like, let her let her live out her hype beast dreams that she doesn't know she's had.
Wow.
So I got her a pair of like the Bape, the white and black ones. So she's probably gonna have no idea what that is, and that is fine by me. The cloud white, that's one that I kind of forget about too. This blue and white one.
I wanted those, but didn't get access.
Yeah,
They said no.
yeah. There are a lot of these.
Yeah.
The Earth, that was not bad. The static is all. That's another one that has a lot of wear time for me. I'd like to wear these more. Just again, just certain colorways. Like if we were sitting down and we were talking about like, oh, what are some of the different colorways of Yeezys or something that you have? Like I can name off a lot of them, but when I'm thinking about like what am I going to wear today, a lot of it comes down to well, what review have I done recently?
Right.
And I do my little for the next month or so. I'm doing my little shoes that I wore for the day videos. Hey, Gigantor, what's going on, man? And those, because it'll be a year on Wednesday, right? Yeah. What is okay? It'll be a year on Wednesday, so that's no repeats other than like performance tests and whatnot. So that's some kind of personal milestone, and I'll probably just ride that out through the year, and
Right.
then I'll get done with all like the hey, look at me, I pulled out this shoe today and that had 2018. And I'll put that thing to the side and stop doing all these on feet pictures on the Instagram for the most part. Because I will have done a lot of it. And so I'm just gonna not do that for a while,
Right.
But I wanted to like get through a year and it started with me just thinking like I should add context to these pictures that I post.
Yeah.
And so then I was kind of keeping up with it. I'm like, okay, well, let me just like switch it up a little bit. Won't wear these since I just wore them for a while. And then it got to the point where I'm like, I can easily go like the rest of this year, right, or the rest of this month, and then like, yeah, because then Air Max month came around, and I was like, well, now I never wear the same pair twice for Air Max month. And then it just kind of spiraled from there. Then I would have some months where it's like I'm gonna wear only Boost shoes, and they're still all things I haven't worn. It's like I think May I did like themed weeks where it's like these are all international shoes this week.
That's crazy when you got that
And
kind of options.
yeah, because I did like I was like did international ones. I did all collabs one week. Was it? I forget. I might have done like just Boost or something. Like I don't know. Like I'd have to go back and look because the playlist is crazy. It's like 230-ish at this point, I think.
Holy smokes.
Yeah. But yeah, it's been cool. Some of those are memorable, but honestly, out of the 230-ish, I only remember like 6 of them probably. And like that is not a lot. I remember the one where I like ended with some rant about like Alexa because like I was trying to figure out what a word meant or something. I remember one where I said something about Kanye West going to space. I remember the ones from last week kind of because they're like somewhat fresh. I just saw them this morning.
Right.
As they were uploading or whatever. But yeah, like I don't remember most of them though. You know what I mean? Because like somebody will comment on one. I'm like, ooh, June 5th, huh? Like good luck.
Right.
Good luck with that.
That's usually really common.
Yeah, but it's been pretty entertaining, and some of those get like a lot of views, which is insane. I put up one of them last week, and it was like my outlet pair where I was kind of like ranting about why I don't care about the Paddle Air Max ones, and that got like 3,000 views in like an hour or something. I was like, what just happened here? You know?
Jeez.
And then it's like it's crazy because like nobody will watch them, then everybody watches them, and then it goes back to nobody watching them. So like every view that I got on that video was last Sunday night. After that, nobody cared.
I wonder why or how that happened.
I was wondering the same thing, and I was just like, this makes no sense. So Gigantor, what have you been up to if you're still there in the chat? I know you kind of aren't able to make all the videos and all that stuff all the time, fellow action figure collecting guy. But yeah, it's the weirdest thing because like I'll I'll put up the 5 every week or fewer depending on the week. And sometimes I'll make my little guess of like which one is going to be the one that people somehow find and watch. And I'm always wrong. So I just kind of stopped guessing, you know. But we'll see what happens tonight or through the week when people watch my Air Max videos from last week, which was like corks and fresh mints. So, but then I'll have to get back to doing actual like real content, you know, with actual
Right.
videos and stuff for people to watch
Yeah, I've been
or at least skip through.
kind of picking up a lot of figures the last couple of days.
Ooh, he says he parted ways with some vintage ones. That's always a. I mean, I haven't done that yet myself, but I can see it being a tough
Some
break.
vintage figures. Just got in from picking up 2 pair of ones. I think I parted with a lot of my vintage figures that I was okay with a couple of years ago. Now I'm starting to just pick up figures. I guess like the lack of shoes in November and kind of in October, because October was a weird release month. Like they kind of released all the shoes strangely, and that kind of spilled over into November. So that gave me a lot of time to just like pre-order a lot of figures and pick up a lot of figures. As a matter of fact, I just picked up 2 figures. One is in the car, and I have the other one right here. But I know the next time you do a figure live, you know, I can pull those up and then show those off because I've been supposed to have done that. So on Instagram, so I guess that'll happen eventually.
And like he's talking about the Goliaths coming out like in his stores or stuff. Like I say, pick up one of those Goliaths or whatever if you're thinking about it, because I feel like when they start releasing the next figures of that set, that it's going to be a hard one to come by, you know, because it's Goliath. You know what I mean? I mean, I could be wrong. I don't know if they have plans to like mass produce things or all that stuff, but just for what it is, though, it's definitely something worth considering. You know, because Goliath it's a cool figure. You know, I haven't opened mine yet, but just looking at the figure for itself, seeing like you know what it's all about and all that good stuff. Yeah, definitely a big fan of that. What is this? Just trying to find a video. I yeah, I was looking at looking at buying some more figures and stuff because I was like, okay, there's not a lot of shoes that I want, but then I
Right.
won like random raffles and stuff, and I was like, well, because I just bought those. I don't know if you saw the post I put on the gram not too long ago about like those lights that I bought for the TV.
No, I haven't seen that yet.
Oh, let me see if I can find one of those videos or something because I bought some lights the other day and like then they were like expensive, so I was like, oh well, that's fine because I'm not gonna buy any other stuff. And then people are like, oh here, have these Jordan ones. I'm like, Okay, I see how it is. Like, if I had all the money in the world, I would not get through on not a single raffle. Right? That's how that works. But since I happened to have some, it's like, well, now it's gonna work out fine. Let me find where is this? I'll show you if I can find which video this was, because these things are. That must be the one that I. Yeah, we'll go. Wait, I don't even know how to, because I know you can play videos on here or something.
Yeah.
But I've never done it. You know what I'm saying? So let me see. Share screen. Oh, video file. I guess that's probably the option. Let's see. We're
Oh,
learning.
now we're starting to get into the fancy technical space. Oh,
okay.
here we go.
So here's a video I took when I was watching Dynamite recently. Now I'm gonna get all the copyright strikes. All this music is like copywritten. It's a live reproduction of some sort. But anyway, so like you see those lights in the back of the TV?
Yeah.
They just kind of match up with whatever's going on the TV. So yeah.
Wow. Cool. You know what I did? I think I did notice it in passing. As a matter of fact, I did see that and I did notice it, and I was like, "Oh, fancy! Like he's got some lights back there."
Yeah, it's kind of a cool little deal, you know.
Because I've got the LEDs on my TV, but I don't think they're that bright. So I need some of that.
Oh no, how do I stop this though? That's pretty. Maybe I just switch over to a different one, or is this gonna just compound? Yep. Let's see, remove that one, and then this is also that same night. I think earlier, you know, so I was just kind of getting the videos to see how it all came out or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's got the Philips, you know, Philips Hue. And then you'll also see a clip in a video about some shirt figure pickups later. So you put those behind there, and then the feed goes into like, see that box on the bottom left? Like it's like a pulsing yellow light. It's like next to a cup with some scissors in it. Everything plugs into there, right? And so from that point, the lights read whatever is coming off, and then it just gets synced based on the picture because it's all HDMI ones and zeros.
Wow.
So it just whatever it picks up is how it displays. So if there's a bunch of purple over here and a bunch of yellow over there, yeah, it's kind of a cool thing.
So you picked them up in store or you picked them up online?
It was a combination actually. So I bought the sync box, which is what does the syncing, in store, picked it up at Best Buy, and I got the lights and the hub from Amazon. Because the hub is more like wireless, hooks up to your Wi-Fi and then communicates with everything else.
Yeah.
So if I go and buy because I plan to probably get some lights for the apartment and stuff.
Yeah.
I'll be able to sync with that. And you can sync it to Spotify too. So if you're listening,
I'm gonna have to get those links from you then, because
so not just I want to say they're tagged. Like it's probably like within the last 7 posts on Instagram, like Philips Hue. You know, if you click on it, it'll show you like because I tagged them in the first picture.
Okay.
So if you click on that, it'll take you to their Instagram. Then you can kind of see some stuff in action or whatever.
Okay. All right. Cool.
But let's see what's going on here. Y'all into 112 by Mezco? I'm about to get my first figure in that line. Oh, I honestly thought that was a shoe. I was like, I don't know what that means.
I was gonna say you were reading it like a shoe, and I was like, okay, so we're gonna talk about 1s, 12s, and I don't know what Mezcos are, but I'm pretty sure we'll find out.
But the next set that I plan to buy, hopefully, will be the arcade and Lady Deathstrike and all that set because it's cheap on Amazon, cheaper than Big Bad Toy Store. But I'm not sure, I can't think of what I've seen by them. But I saw a really awesome Sideshow Nightcrawler the other day. It's like huge, and the price is like even bigger, but it looks freaking awesome. But yeah, I'm not sure where those stand with me though. I'm vlogging with Demetrius. What's going on, man? Haven't seen me around these parts a little bit.
A lot of my pickups are gonna be Masters of the Universe Revelations. Oddly enough, I've got a Miles Morales figure coming. I don't know what spurred me to buy that. It might have been the fact that I was trying to get a Lightning Collection figure, and shipping would be free if I added something extra.
That's how they get you.
So yeah, that's coming in finally, and I don't know what else, but yeah, Mattel has been doing a really good job with the He-Man stuff.
Yeah, I mean the line, the Revelation line, like I sent you that
Yeah.
that one, oh yeah, solid for sure. No complaints there. This is that Nightcrawler I was talking about. Like it's
Oh wow.
yeah, it's very nice.
I
Right?
want that.
Nice. I mean, as you can see in this picture, well, wherever they have like the sizing picture, 23 inches high, 18 wide, 13 wide in another direction.
Right.
So, yeah, it's very cool looking, you know?
Like I've been watching YouTube channels where they review those kind of statues, and I get really excited about those kind of statues, but it's more expensive than figure collecting. It is more expensive than shoe collecting. It is a whole nother monster that you can lose yourself in and go broke.
Yeah. So, yeah, I look at it and it's like I tell myself I can't afford this. Then I'm
Right.
like 3 pairs of shoes that I don't pick up and
Right.
actually,
But they look really great on display.
Right. So, because I look at them and I'm like, man, there's some awesome stuff going on with these. And I forget the other 2 sets of Marvel Legends that I wanted. Let's see, what was it? Oh, the one that you're probably seeing in stores now, the Age of Apocalypse Colossus Build-A-Figure.
I wish.
It's it has not I'm looking at Nightcrawler. Who's in that? Rogue, Iceman, Magneto. Let me see. It should come up if I just type in Magneto again. Yeah, this one. And you build the Colossus. That is
Oh
coming up.
wow.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So,
I've seen the what is it? What is his name? The Sabretooth figure, but I haven't seen the other ones.
see, that's the one I haven't. Well, no, I haven't seen Legion, and I haven't seen Ice Man either. I was about to say like Ice Queen, but yeah. So one of these days, and I'm probably just gonna order straight through them because it's cheaper, you know.
Yeah.
And because I was looking at doing like the hunting through the stores thing, but
That's a nightmare.
If I get it all at once, I can also do a video real easily. So that's
Yeah.
kind of a cool thing. Let's see. I was trying to catch up on some comments because I missed a couple.
Man, you got 6,000 subs, man. You can do it.
Studio. I mean, if I, like if I spent a YouTube check on it, yeah, I guess I could. But I haven't done like a giveaway thing in it, have I?
Yeah, you did. You did a giveaway, I think, like last month.
What was the last one? What was the last one? If I have to think about it, it's
no, you did one in October.
Well, either way, if I have to think about it, it's been a little too long. So it's another giveaway. So stay tuned, people, and I'll figure out how I'm going to do that.
Because for October, you told us to remind you that to do a giveaway, and you ended up doing a giveaway for October.
Okay, because I know I did one in the. I think I did like one of those trivia questions or something like that.
Oh yeah, you did that one as well. During a live, you did the trivia questions during a live too.
Right. Oh, I know. I was gonna do it during a sneaker battle, but then I was having problems getting one together. That's where the problem came in. So, and I don't want to. I could do that comment thing that I did like in August, but I've done that. So I need to find something different. If you have ideas, though, I'm open to ideas for sure. Set my sights on the War Machine Mabel, like Marvel Legends that dropped not too long ago. And there's all kinds of Marvel Legends coming up all the time, and I want most of them. And I blame them. I blame Wolverine and White Power Magneto or whatever he's called, like where it's just like all whited out, you know.
Right.
Like, yeah, there's some that I really liked, and that was like the first set that I bought. And then I bought that 6-pack of the Wolverine pack. It had Omega. I mean, not Omega, Omega Red and Cyber. You know, so I got. See you later, Damien. Appreciate you stopping in. That was an Amazon exclusive, so I bought that one. So, and now that I've got my little shelf put up, now I can actually start putting this stuff somewhere. So that is a blessing and a curse.
You'll be doing a display vid soon.
Jeez, I'll probably stay away from that, but I might put up a picture. But yeah, what else is? Do they have any other ones coming up? Not that I need to look for more, but let's see. Because yeah, this is the one that I bought first here. That Wolverine one. Because like Wolverine kind of just like really pulled my attention in.
Yeah.
It's hard not to though, you know.
The Wolverine figures have been really good lately.
Right. So.
Oh wow, yeah, that whole collection is good.
Because and this one I bought. Oh, I remember what happened. I was at Target and I didn't see any wrestling figures I wanted, and they happened to have all 6 of these, or all 6 of these guys. So
really?
All 7. So that's what happened. Yep. Now it's all coming back to me. So I just bought them all on the spot. I was like, you know what? If they're here, we're doing it. I still see this set in some stores.
I think like they're like for Masters of the Universe, they're starting to roll out the second wave, I guess it is. I found 3 of the 4.
The second wave of the Revelations guys?
Yeah, of the Revelations. But like the one of them was open. Like Beastman had been opened. And I was like, no, I don't want to open Beastman figure, because usually that's when parts are missing. And if you haven't seen it up close, you don't know what's missing until you see somebody else's figure or you see somebody else's picture and you're like, wait a minute, mine didn't come with that.
Yeah, because I know I posted a picture not too long on Instagram about that, because I'd seen what was it? It was, who was it? I'm trying to think. It was a wrestling figure where somebody had like taken the belt out.
Yeah.
So if I could find the picture, it shouldn't be too far back down here. Yeah. Yeah, like because you see it like you wouldn't notice necessarily if you didn't know that it's supposed to be there.
Right.
It looks normal, right? If he doesn't have the belt with him, he just looks like a normal guy. You can see it might be kind of plain, but let's see, that should pop. See that?
Yeah. I remember the post. I was like, yeah, I looked at it and I'm like, what's missing? And then I looked at the second one and I'm like,
yeah. So I look at that, I'm like, wait a second. And then there was one more.
But why would somebody just steal the belt? It doesn't make sense.
I have to take because like you don't want to buy the whole figure just because you want the belt. I mean, I did it and I ended up with a Goldberg figure that I didn't need because I got the belt later out of the Fiend package. And then the head that it came with, I thought it was like the only head. But no, that was just the alternate head for like the Build-A-Figure. And I chose to use the other Build-A-Figure head. So that Goldberg purchase was completely unnecessary. So, top spot right there. But then you have like Bailey. In this one, you can kind of tell because it's look like in the picture, like on the left, you can see she's kind of holding something up and like looking at it.
Yeah.
That like normally would have the belt. The picture I took from Ringside Collectibles, so thanks to them for that. I mean, I stole it, but you know.
Yeah. Possession is 9/10 of the law. You know how that goes.
All around here. But yeah, that Zenmu, like the Build figure, like that line right there. Because I remember going in like the Comic Con and stuff and seeing some of like the past ones and things like that. And they'd have them set up in this huge fight scene, and I'm like, these Marvel Legends figures are looking pretty good. And then a friend of mine said, like, yeah, they switched over to like this brand and like they started doing this, and now they have more articulation and blah blah blah. I'm like, I was sold visually, and now you're just
Right.
actually better. Than it's like this could be a slippery slope, you know?
Right.
So I don't know, man. Like it's between like concert tickets coming around and wrestling tickets coming around and action figures, something's got to go.
Right.
You know,
Right.
I've got enough shoes. You know, I've got plenty of those. So I told myself, like, maybe starting in January, I'll stick with just 350s and 12s and like new versions of Ultra Boosts, you know, and the yearly Air Max release.
That
Basically,
works. That
because
works.
yeah, because otherwise, like, I don't need any more slides. I don't need any more. I don't know, like, I mean, some of the collaboration ones, like, it'll be kind of hard to like say no to, but you know, it is what it is. But overall, like, when you look at like Air Max ones, like, yeah, I like them, but how many do I need, right? I
Or
mean,
you could do like the famous selling of some of the collection to fund other purchases.
I mean, I think I'll be okay. Like, I mean, because just speaking from a financial standpoint, it's like if I have money to buy like a few releases of shoes every month,
Yeah.
if I stop that, I definitely have the money to buy. I could buy every action figure that comes out every month.
Yeah.
Right? I
Yeah.
mean, realistically speaking, right? Like 240 is what it's going to set you back if you buy a 350 right now, direct from Adidas, at least from our state taxes.
Right.
You're looking at like 240. I mean, if you saw the price, like that Marvel Legends set was 160 ish,
Right.
right?
And
If
you
you're
still have
patient,
money left over for a really good dinner.
yeah. So if you're patient and you're willing to just like go around, if you live in the right area and hit your targets, you can probably get those for what, $20, or you
Yeah.
wait a little bit longer when Amazon has them ready to go. Because I think I priced out that whole Zenmu set for 130ish if I just buy them all straight from Amazon.
Yeah.
So the money is definitely there, you know. So it's just a matter of like redirecting it. And
Yeah, that's true.
as long as the Chili Peppers don't go on tour again, because that set me back a whole lot. And WrestleMania tickets, that's only once a year, so I'm good for the most part. Everything else, it's a lot of local things, and those are like maybe 30 or something. So yeah, so the shoes is like the thing that'll have to go by the wayside. Let's see. Do you want the wait? I haven't even seen these basketball. We talked about the compact 350s. I have my entry in, but I don't care at all how that plays out.
But 9 times out of 10, you'll be the one to get them. Um,
Let's see. I'm trying
the
to look at this.
basketball knit shoes. What? The
I'm not.
Quantums?
I'm not sure what, because I know there was like a. Oh, I think I see what he's talking about. Because that thing. Let's see. Let's get this screen share going. Because if this is the thing, and I have never seen this before until right now. So scroll down just a bit.
Oh my gosh! What? Oh, I remember that ugly monstrosity.
This
Um,
reminds me of something. Was it like a Kevin Durant shoe or something? Maybe it was maybe.
it, it
I
puts
don't
me it puts me in the mind of like if somebody drew a hype beast photo of Sideshow Bob.
know. It's like somebody took like the compact 350 and was like, we need to find a way to make this higher. And someone's just like, here, just sit this on there. It's like,
Right.
perfect, done.
Because that is definitely the quantum outsole, midsole, and heel counter.
Yeah,
That's terrible. That's god awful. That is.
yeah. So there's some very real first time reactions for you, in case you were curious what we thought.
Oh my goodness. I mean, and it looks like, okay, it looks like somebody had a pair of Quantums and it ripped a hole, and they said, "Grandma, can you fix my Quantums for me?" And she just completely cut the uppers and re-knitted them and handed them back to you and said, "Here you go, baby. These should be more warmer than the old shoes for the up and coming winter."
So I'm not buying you boots. Like, we'll just fix these up. Yeah. Those, I mean, and then honestly, like, I question the functionality of it because I get it's a basketball shoe and sure, whatever. I can't speak on that myself. But I feel like if you're looking for performance, like, like if you want a running shoe, if you want a golf shoe, if you want a wrestling shoe, if you want a basketball shoe, you have things that you know are going to do that for you.
Right.
This, like, it's a basketball shoe. It is far from, in my assumption, the basketball shoe. As I've
Right.
heard good things about, I want to say like the Kyries, I think I hear a lot of good things about, and some of the more modern, higher, like mid 35s Jordans or something. I hear good things about certain basketball shoes when it comes to basketball, right? For your average person.
That's terrible. That's terrible. Like, ever the whole line of people, the one that designed it, the one that agreed with the one that designed it, the one that signed off on these, the one that manufactured these, they all should be fired.
Yeah, that's, oh man. I I don't even know what to say. Like,
Like,
how fast.
these should have gotten the Freddy Krueger treatment, where the Freddy Kruegers were supposedly not supposed to come out and all of them were burned. These should have got that treatment, and the Freddy Kruegers should have been released over these.
Man, that is,
It's the longer I look at them, the worse they get. It's like they were already the bottom of the barrel.
cause like, yeah, because you can make your quick assumption, not assumption, like your quick judgment sometimes, like, oh yeah, I'm not a fan of that. But then you start to see like, oh, I don't like this. Oh, I don't like that.
Yeah.
No, this is bad because that's worse, Like, this is, and it just all compounds onto each other. It's like,
Yeah.
and
I've
you
seen
almost,
some ugly shoes since doing the whole YouTube experience, and these are by far the worst. I don't think anything after this. Oh my god!
what's crazy is like when I see something, when I see a Yeezy shoe that I don't like something like this, it's almost like exclusively things that I don't like, and I can't find any silver lining. Like, I'll see, I'll see shoes that I'm not into, and I'll think like, oh, like it might be some random Reebok or something. Like, oh man, I really like that color that it shows. I'm just not a huge fan of high shoes. It'll be something
Right.
like that. But like this, it's like, I mean, I guess maybe I could like the idea that they used prime knit, but that's just something that Adidas does in a lot of their shoes, so that's not a selling point.
Right.
Everything else around it is just, the application of the prime knit is bad. Oh man, that's one.
I wanted to say, well, at least they look warm, but I don't even think they're warm.
Oh yeah, I wonder if I can find like another picture or something, but at the same time, I don't want to.
Oh my goodness! And how much is this retail price supposed to be for these?
260.
No, thank you. They're more than the Quantums. No, absolutely not.
Like whatever these cost, I'd buy those for 260 if, over that other thing. That's probably at least like a made in the UK or made in America something. But yeah, this, oh man, oh
That's
man.
about $255 more than it should be.
Jeez, wow. But going back to your question, I hope you get them and I hope you like them. Oh yeah, I never. Well, I won't say I never would have known, but it probably would have been a few days before I even knew that this was a thing. Because it might have, and now I'm sure now, like my Google feed is going to be all messed up.
Yeah.
But ooh boy, because like, oh yeah, you went to this webpage, spent like 20 minutes on it. It's like, look, let me tell you what really happened. But,
Like, please forgive the
like
accident
I
that
didn't
went on
like it. I was just trying to make sense of it all.
there. Right.
Wow, that is not great. Let's. Well, I don't really go to this web page. I'm usually like more of a. I go to sneaker news because like they're
Right.
easy to feed. But oh, this is just a bunch of stuff that I don't think I care. What is going on here?
Yeah, I have the high snobadoo app,
What is?
and it's useless.
I do not. What is this two-headed bear? See, this is why I don't go to this web page. Not sneakers and stuff. Sneakers and
Heaven by Mark Jacobs, two-headed teddy bear isn't for kids. Well, duh, it's a mutant bear. It's terrifying.
these look pretty decent. I mean, I'm not a 13 guy, but
Oh, I like those. Those,
black and
yeah.
purple is a.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's that again. But this is and that's a golf shoe.
Maybe.
It's
Oh, yeah. It's a golf shoe.
it's like they took the 11 and they're like, okay, we need to ride this train longer. And so they decided, let's put it on a 97 and make it a golf shoe because that's what people want.
Right.
Ooh, boy. Boy, oh boy. Wow. This is sometimes now, like looking at things, like I don't really keep myself in the loop when it comes to sneaker releases unless it's. I just rely on Adidas to send me like confirmed notifications on what they're doing for raffles, or certain like well gosh, where I get a lot of my past releases like from the UK.
Right.
Like I'm cool with that, but a lot of the stuff is just not great. But yeah,
That one I'm looking forward to. I like that one.
this one I've got no complaints about. Like the only thing that stops me from going after it is just that I personally just stop at 12.
Right.
Oh, well, this time last year, I think it was, they put out the what they call them, Dark Concord 12s,
Yeah.
which were basically this, but a 12.
Right. Right. Yep.
And I had no problems with those. They looked a little plain, but they was plain in a good way.
Right.
So those, well, actually, let me see. When in case you don't know already,
They were supposed to
January
release this year, but those were part of the pushbacks.
Oh, and isn't like I saw something about how like stores won't be getting any releases or something.
Yeah.
So I don't know how that's gonna work. I guess these 11s is like the last release that'll really be in stores, maybe like last big one.
Well, what they're doing is they're more like they're canceling shipping to some of the smaller stores.
Okay.
So the smaller stores won't be getting a lot of their shoes. And I think it's in part to kind of end backdooring to kind of like figure out where the problems really are. And then it's also because of like limited supply or whatever. But I think it's more so to kind of combat people backdooring tennis shoes.
Okay, I could see that. This, I don't want it, but like I kind of like the way they did. It's a
Yeah,
cool
those are
design.
interesting. I like
Like they got the swoosh. At first, I thought it was just a random gradient, but like it's a swoosh. And then
You're right.
This swoosh is unnecessary though. This gradient.
Yes, very much.
But that's a pretty cool take on like that sunset colorway.
Right.
That. Okay. So every so often Nike does something decent. It's just you got to look on the general release rack. And let's see what else. You know what? I actually won a raffle on these the other day from someone in the UK. Who is that? What site is that? Maybe it's Well Gosh, but I feel like it's not. maybe it's Hannon. Somewhere I woke up and that's what it was. I won a raffle on End, and they're like, "Your order is confirmed." I'm like, "Wait a second, what's this all about?" You know, like
Right.
when I clicked on it, it's like Dunk Low Goldenrod, and I'm like, "Huh, this is one of the ones that I was
So you
asking."
got, oh, those are actually really nice though.
So, assuming it actually happens and they actually ship and are received, because like when you get like an order confirmation, and cool, you get the tracking number, one more step in the right direction. When you actually receive it, though, that's when it's like really
Right, right.
real. You know what I mean? There's stages to it. You don't want to put the cart before the horse. Oh, these I wasn't a fan of. I'm not a big camo guy
Yeah,
on.
the quantums, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what they put those 350s together with and made that hideous
Jeez.
monstrosity.
This one of those high 85s is gonna be like that
Yeah,
different.
those are supposed to come out, but you know, when they do the 85 cut, they're more limited than the regular
Yeah,
cut. So
I'm I'm good. I'll be okay.
yeah,
So I'm
those are the Home Alone ones that I was talking about. I
yeah,
wanted those.
I won a raffle, but like laser ship is being weird, so now I don't know if I'm actually gonna get them or not.
Ah,
So,
good luck.
yeah, right. We'll see.
And those are those other ugly off whites that are supposed to come out next year. The photo above, they did the low top blazer.
Oh, I was because like you said, I was still scrolling and I was like, that doesn't look like an off white. Because I was like, well, I know it's not just Yeezy. And I was looking, I was like, this looks decent. Like, are you sure it's an off white? Because it looks decent. But okay, yeah, that you see how I just kind of scrolled on past it, right?
Right.
Yeah, because I saw it, I was like, nah, we don't need to kill the momentum. I don't. Something about this doesn't seem right to me. This this blue and black 350. For some reason, like blue and black is a color that you can't really go wrong with. Like it works out fine for the Royals, right?
Yeah.
But something about it
This is terrible.
here doesn't work,
I
and I
think the
don't know
blue
why.
is too bright in contrast to that black.
Yeah, that might be what it is. If there's a very specific blue, actually, that's almost purplish.
Right.
There's
Yeah.
a very specific color that could work here, I think, and that's not it.
Right.
I mean, yeah, I would imagine like they could have just gone the simple route and just put like a light gray, like almost to the point of it being silver,
Yeah. Yeah.
That would have been fine. Actually, that would have been probably pretty nice, actually. But yeah, we'll just stop there.
It's like anybody who wants that, they can have it.
Oh yeah, I didn't see that. Why didn't I see that? Because I
High
didn't.
snob is cheeks.
It's like my chat over on the YouTube stream seems like it just kind of stopped. But sometimes you got to change it from like top chat to live chat, and
Wow.
then it'll like show you everything. But yeah, that's probably why I never clicked on that because yeah, I'm gonna have to next time I see them, I'll have to click on like the do not suggest this website or something because like everything that they would potentially talk about that I might find interesting will be talked about somewhere else, and I'll just get my news there. So, all right, we've been on here a while. I think we should go ahead and get this wrapped up so we can.
Yeah, I
Well,
was just
one
noticing
last
that.
question. One last question. The NMD V3. Um, I want to say I saw it and was that the one that it looked like it had like an air unit in it or something? Something weird about it. Do you remember that off the top of your head? Because I saw
Uh, that is a negative. It is not in my wheelhouse.
the NMD V3 because I remember there was an NMD that was on confirmed a while ago and it looked futuristic. I'm trying to see what this one looks like. So I will share this here screen so that way you can see what I'm seeing. Where's this Chrome tab, NMD V3? So this is what I'm seeing. So that looks normal-ish. Looks like some past NMDs, honestly. But then because like the XR1, if you remember those, you know, it
Yeah.
looks like a normal NMD, but slightly different cage. Then you have this, which is something else. Was this? And this also says NMDV. So I don't know which one is which. Like, you know, like is it just gonna be like no two NMD V3s look the same? Is that what they're going for here? Like every like whatever colorway you want, like you better like that model because that's your only choice. It's like you want the black one, you get this one. You want the red one, you get that one. It's like I don't know what's happening here. And even that one looks different. So um to answer your question, I'm gonna have to come back to that. But right now, I'm not liking any of these that I see. This one is fine, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
This
That
one is
one
fine.
is.
I've got no complaints. And honestly, like the NMD XR1 to me is like the best version of the NMD because it's super comfortable, like the PrimeNet one, that is. So, I mean, not all these colorways are amazing, but the comfort was unparalleled, you know? So I was a big fan of those things. I only have the one. I think I bought my mom a pair too in some bluish colorway, but yeah, these were pretty nice. Very nice. So anyway, yeah, it kind of reminds me of those a bit.
Yeah. I see that.
Let's see, I just saw it on Nice Kicks, the NMD S1. Maybe that's what I'm remembering.
Oh man, we run into the 3 hour mark.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, because I mean, this isn't really taking me away from anything. Because like,
Right.
I don't know that I'm gonna do anything other than like eat lunch and maybe watch like a bad pay-per-view later. So this is okay. This is what I was remembering when he said V3. This is the S1.
Oh yeah,
Remember
those
that?
are the ones that are like $400-500 or something like
Yeah,
that.
remember when I'm saying like when I thought like it looked like it had an air unit in it? Because those
Yeah,
look like air units to me from the side.
those are the ones that I pointed out to you at some point, and you were like, "Oh, those are terrible."
Yeah, I was not on board. so so yeah, I mean, it doesn't help that I'm already not an NMD guy, but that just took it to another level. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens because I know it looks a lot like the kind of has like that 380 vibe, you know.
Yeah,
Let me see the Yeezy 380. You know, kind of has that same sort of like side look, you know.
yeah, those were the ones I was talking about that look like the little angler fish, the
Okay.
380s. Yeah,
Yeah. So those kind of has that sort of look from the side just because of the way it's got that thing going on.
yeah,
I don't know. People tell me I should try, you know, give the 380 some more
those are
chance.
terrible looking.
Because I will say, like, the fit is super snug. I'm cool with it, but like they say, oh well, it is actually a little more comfortable if you go up half. But it's like some shoes really show when you go up bigger, right?
Right.
And I'd have to see what those look like on me again because I feel like they already look big enough. So I don't want to like have like an even bigger looking shoe on, you know? So I mean, if it's one thing, like if the shoe itself is just like made small, that's one thing. But if it's like just the way it's cut in the toe box, then it's like it's already got like the same sort of size, but it's just like you want a bigger one. Yeah, man, I don't know. I want to like it because I want to like Yeezys, but it's an uphill battle. It's well, it's an uphill battle.
Yeah, at this point, it definitely is a uphill battle for Yeezy. And with that last one that we were blindly pushed
So
into.
yeah, it's just like, hey, check this out. It's like, whoa. Like, like, wait a second.
Check
It's
this
like I saw this
steaming
clip.
pile of dog poo out.
It's like I saw this clip of somebody the other day. I forget what the caption was, but like they had on like a VR thing or something, and like they, I guess they ran from whatever was in the VR and hit a
Huh.
wall, And it's so you don't see it coming because you got the VR thing on, so you just like run into a wall, you know. And it's like that's how I felt, like that just came out of nowhere. So, but that's gonna be it for us. Like again, I'll say my things in a moment here. I'll let Homegrown say his first.
All right, everybody. Thank you for hanging in with us for half of your day. I mean, I know like this is the big portion of the day, and you chose to spend it with us chatting about some good releases, some okay releases, and some extremely terrible releases. Um, I go by the name Homegrown Kicks or HG for short, whichever one you prefer. You can find me on what are those different platforms that the young kids like nowadays? Twitter, Instagram, Facebook sometimes. I've got what's that new one? TikTok, but I don't think it's new. I mean, look at me sound like an old man up here. And of course, you can definitely find me on YouTube because that's what we are now at Homegrown Kicks. I do full-size family runs when available. So if you're looking for something for the little ones, or if you're looking for something for the woman in your life or the kid in your life, or maybe just somebody with a smaller foot other than an adult size, you can find that kind of review on my channel as well. I also am open to different opinions on what people would like to see, because Jordans and whatever else is not everybody's favorite all the time. I pick up figures, but I don't really show those. You know, I don't know. I don't know. Eventually, I'll show those off. But those are some of the things you can find on my channel. Don't be afraid to head on over, give it a look through, hit the subscribe button, hit a like button, you know, hit a thumbs down button. It's all, you know, help to me anyway. But yes, go ahead and check me out. And thank you, Shoes Up Sleeves Down, for having me. As always, it is a good time, and I can't wait for the next one. But yeah.
All right, cool. Appreciate you stopping in. And as always, like I said, if you want to see more of me, I am super active on my Pinterest account. So you can go over there and follow all the things that I'm into. So there's that for you. So maybe I should make one though, you know, just start grabbing that username everywhere just so no one else can have it. Though I don't think anybody else really wants it either. So, but also, I finally hooked up my PS5 like 2 days ago or something. So that's a thing now. So
oh yeah, the PS5 is hooked up.
So you know, if you see me on there playing some Tony Hawk and you want to jump in, you know that's cool. I think it's multiplayer. But either way, that's going to be it. Thanks for joining us. I do appreciate everybody giving us however much time of your day you gave to us. It's super appreciated because hey, there's a million other things you could be doing right now. You could just sit and stare at a wall and do nothing. But you did this because this was better than that. So that's pretty cool, right? But anyways, on a serious note, I do appreciate it. I say that because I mean it. But for now, from me to you, from us to you, have a nice rest of your day or rest of your night, whatever it is, wherever you are. I'll be back with other content at some point. He'll be back with some content at some point. Go ahead and partake sometime. You'll be glad you did.
Stay away from terrible sneakers.